Cool beans.
Good evening and welcome to Certain Point of View. Tonight, coming from lovely South Park, Colorado.
South Park.
South Park. Cartman seems a little frozen. It seems kind of a chilly night. He hasn't moved for hours. We're a little concerned for him.
He's the coon.
He's the
He's
king.
the coon.
If you can't tell, we're excited that South Park debuts tonight.
Mhm.
Also, the fact that Inc., my pick of the week, was filmed completely in Colorado, so it kind of has a dual meaning. I really thought that one out. So, good evening. I'm Dan. Oh, what are you doing over there?
I thought I had it muted.
Chad.
Jason. This is my problem is that I always feel like I
Jason.
have my phone muted, and
Never
and
does.
It's never muted.
Never.
Never muted.
Never is.
Anyway,
All right.
sorry for that.
Well, how is everyone and what is everyone up to? Including the audience. We'd like to know what you've been up to this week.
I'm just fine and dandy.
You're fine and
Just
dandy?
fine and dandy. Yep.
Just fine and dandy.
Just fine and
That's
dandy.
it.
But no, yeah, like I was saying earlier, not really much. It's been kind of an uneventful week for me so far. But I have been spending a lot of time playing Elder Scrolls, so that's been my big thing this week is playing old Elder Scrolls game. I've been playing Oblivion, which I haven't actually played in a couple of years now, so it's kind of a nice refresher to get back into that game because it's one of my favorites. But playing that before the Skyrim remaster comes out next month, and then I'm gonna dive into Skyrim again because that game's amazing.
Trash has been dandy and fine too.
Trash is fine and dandy.
Yelling at the enemies
Yeah.
and whatnot.
We have a attack cat tonight that may be making appearances. Lights might go flying, cameras might go flying. So
Yeah, some stuff might get totally tweaked.
Yeah.
My cat's kind of on the warpath right now, and he's a little pissed off.
PC, right?
Yeah, I'm playing it on PC, Trash.
How about you, Chad?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Is that an answer?
Well, you've been helping. You've been kind of working on stuff for the show.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
that's pretty much running my entire life right now.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I keep trying to play a video game, and I'm like,
We
oh
could-
wait, that's right. I still need to watch the pick of the week.
Right.
So I need to do that now, and it's been a long,
Try to find more sound effects. Try to get
yeah.
stuff set up.
long.
Chad
long-
the Matic. Whoa! Look at that.
Thanks.
Hope that
Hope
kitty
that
goes a
goes
little
great.
crazy.
Well, he's already-
It really. It's.
Yeah, he just messed with the microphone. He's just messing with all the cords and stuff.
We just need a little put a fin on him.
He's messing with the tripod earlier.
It's a giant fin, so you can see it
Yeah,
on the
it's-
camera.
I'm hoping he gets bored pretty soon, but I don't know. He's kind of on the warpath right now.
So Coco's been delightful. Yeah. For me, we had an awesome stream with Coco on Sunday on our character creation and Trash as well.
Yeah, you should talk about that a little bit.
5.5 hours. That was an insane stream.
Yeah.
Insane stream. Mind blown.
Yeah, I was quite surprised because I was
Yeah.
working, and then after I got off work, you guys were still streaming, and I'm
Still
like,
going.
wow, you guys are
Yeah,
a long stream.
I was popping in and out like throughout that afternoon, just kind of seeing where you guys were, and it was like because you started at 4 o'clock our time, and yeah, like when I was checking in and out, and then I was like, oh, I wonder what they're doing now, and then I checked back, and it was still like 7. I was like, holy shit, they're still
Yeah.
making characters.
Yeah.
It's like I didn't realize how long of a process that was.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's that multitasking thing because Coco is doing her excellent job.
Oh
of
yeah.
keeping up with the chat in the room and stuff.
Mhm.
And then, as much as I'm familiar with RPGs, there's a lot of new terminology for this one and some differences. The biggest one is just the amount of spells and things is just, holy cow. I still got to do all my homework on that.
Yeah.
And we're hoping Coco kind of sent one out on her available weekends, and we're all responding, and then we'll
okay.
announce when our first play will be.
Sweet.
And what's Trash been up to? Dead Rising.
Oh yeah, Dead Rising remasters and BioShock remasters. That was actually almost a topic for tonight's gaming section, but it's not. But I'm actually, I don't know. I was watching Trash's stream a couple weeks ago, and we were kind of talking about how the BioShock remaster doesn't really look all that great. Like graphically, they made enhancements to it that weren't really necessary, and it almost kind of affects the art style a little bit.
I've seen where they've done that a couple times in games,
Mhm.
or and sadly just
Yeah,
can
it's like
ruin it, take you out.
they made it too clean almost, where the original game has that kind of grit to it, and it just kind of loses some of that artistic value now that they've updated it. Kevin is having a really tough time with my cat over there.
Coco agrees.
Yeah,
She
with
said-
our cat.
She says it looks like garbage. It's brighter and stupid.
Yeah. And I mean, Trash pointed out something funny. Or it might have been Trash or somebody in his chat that day, but there was like a part where there was a flag waving, and it didn't make any sense for a flag to be waving because, like, why would it be waving in Rapture, like underwater, unless there was like a fan
right.
blowing it? It was really
Yeah.
weird, but it was kind of dumb.
Huh.
No, like it grew arms. It was literally waving to people.
Yeah,
Like-
it's like
Oh,
wacky
yeah.
waving, inflatable arm flailing tube man. Yeah. But no, the Dead Rising remasters look kind of sweet because the thing about Dead Rising is the first game never came to any Sony systems before, and now you can finally play the original Dead Rising on
Right.
PlayStation.
Yeah, and so that's one reason I'm kind of interested in that. I was excited about the Bioshocks because I've only I played parts of the second one and played the crap out of Infinite.
Mhm.
But I know everyone swears by the first one, and I really wanted to try it. But now I might wait until I can get the PlayStation controller hooked up to the computer and just get it on the computer instead.
Hmm. Yeah,
It was trash.
Yeah, it just
Ew, trash.
the original game just looks so much better than those remasters, and you can probably get it for really cheap on Steam anyway. So it'd be worth it just to play the old games. And but I am interested in Dead Rising because I never played 2 or whatever. I thought it was kind of interesting that it's not Dead Rising 3 because Dead Rising 3 is still exclusive to Xbox as far as I know. It's only on Xbox One because this remastered collection it has. The first game, the second game, and then it has that off the record game, which like brought Frank West into Dead Rising 2 or whatever. I can't really remember much about it, but I thought it was interesting that it doesn't have the third game in it because didn't they announce Dead Rising 4 and it's coming to PlayStation?
I thought it was going to be another exclusive.
Yeah, I'm not totally sure,
I'm not sure.
but
Coco's angry with me
Well, you can.
what's
You
because
can get
I haven't played Bioshock 1.
oh
3 was on the PC
And
too.
and Trash and Anthony
yes,
are
that's right.
getting ready to do a little stare off here.
Oh sweet,
Yeah,
That ought
it's
to
gonna
be-
be a stare down.
that ought to be fun. But yeah, I'm surprised you've never played.
If anything, yeah, just
Bioshock.
try to stay away from spoilers for the first one.
I
It's-
know it's been good. I haven't,
Yeah.
so I'll probably do it semi soon after we continue to get some of this stuff. Notice me, Raisin.
Eye to the face.
Hey, to the face.
Thanks
good
for tuning
evening.
in. I said we should have just kept it locked. but-
Cat's going crazy.
Yeah, he's psycho. Maybe he just wants to be on camera for a sec and then he'll
Here.
chill out.
Yeah,
You can put him on the table.
yeah. Let's see what happens.
So we'll see what he does.
Donna.
Come on.
Come on, meow meow. Where's the
This is
tail?
the tail.
Yeah, you see his tail.
Donna.
And we'll see how long this lasts. He's just gonna sit there.
And mess with her lights.
Yeah, let's not do that. He's just gonna spin it. Okay, seriously.
Wow.
Okay, you have to go.
Oh no.
This-
All right. I think it's time for you to take him back.
That was a bad
Why
idea.
did you on
Yeah.
the floor?
It's bad.
Yeah, that wasn't a good idea.
Okay, you gotta go.
Put him
Goodbye.
on the floor.
He's not
You
gonna
gotta
listen to
put
me.
him on the floor.
Come on.
Oh wait, no, he's gonna sit. He's gonna sit.
All right.
He's being
Just,
okay.
just don't mess with
Yeah,
the
as long as
light.
he doesn't mess with it, I think we'll be all right.
You can't even see.
Oh, you bastard!
Oh, now we're gonna go for the cord. That's not a good idea, Kitty.
Man, cat.
It's okay. They're having their stare down contest right now. As
Yeah,
we're
they're staring
getting-
down.
Yeah.
Sweet. Yeah, that's all. That's that's all that's been going on here.
Round 1, fight. All right.
So should we get into the news?
Yeah. Let's move into news and events and fun stuffs.
Sweet.
All right, Star Wars talk. So got some interesting stories for us this week.
Seriously?
Oh my gosh.
Okay, you gotta go.
Yeah, kitty, it's our life.
I think he did what he wanted to do because now he's like
Do you prefer Raisin Bran or Raisin Nut Bran?
Raisin Bran or Raisin Nut Bran. Definitely Raisin Bran. Although I don't really like Raisin Bran all that much. It's kind of gross. But if I had to pick one, it would be regular Raisin Bran.
What?
F that set. Pretty much.
Stalin did nothing bad. Thanks for joining the stream. Can you suggest Russian movies for us to review? I guess.
Absolutely. Yeah, we
Yeah.
have a thing on Revlo where it's going to take a while to turn up those points, but because we do have our pick of the week, but we do open it up to folks. As long as there's an easy way for us to get a hold of it, without spending too much money, we try to say like a cap of like $6-7,
Well,
or
and I think the main point is that we can also understand.
right. It has to have
like,
subtitles.
subtitles
Would be great.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can definitely suggest them if we can get access to them.
hmm
Cool.
So in Star Wars, we talked a little bit last week about the Ahsoka novel coming out. The cool thing is, found out that the audiobook is going to be read by Ashley Eckstein, who voices Ahsoka.
Nice.
So it's Ahsoka reading her story. It's awesome.
That's going to be really
I'm
sweet.
very excited
Mhm.
because lately I have been to try to multitask and save time. I have been doing a lot of the Star Wars books on audiobook,
Mhm.
and some of the voice actors they really get into it, and you can tell that they research. If there's different characters involved from Clone Wars or wherever else, they do their best to kind of try to do an accent and try to mimic, and sometimes they're pretty dead on.
That's really cool. I've never listened to an audiobook before.
I always kind of, I'm like, I don't know, it feels kind of weird.
Mhm.
And the weirdest part is when it's a guy, or when they're reading someone of the opposite sex, whether it's a guy or a girl, when a guy starts going, yeah, it's okay. It's like, all right, but you get lost in the story enough if you really get into it. And they use music cues and sound effects and everything. I mean, it's almost a radio drama where I almost wish they did bring in multiple actors,
Mhm.
right? Just
And is she going to be doing it in like her exact voice?
Yeah.
As well, like
Yeah.
Okay.
well, because
I don't know if she changed her voice for the
Barely.
character or not.
Barely. I think it's more just attitude and personality, but her voice is pretty much identical from when she usually. Trombones are the best.
More of a trumpet dude. Trash. I also played the
Oh,
trumpet in 6th grade. I played trumpet from 6th grade through, well, it might have been just the beginning of 8th grade, and then I stopped. I stopped playing trumpet and started playing guitar instead. But I played the trumpet a little bit. Chad has been known to play the skin flute from time to time.
That's
on rare occasion.
That's gonna get trash going. It's like gloves are coming off. All right, so yeah, that was kind of the first two stories are kind of quick, and then the last one's a really interesting one. So, Kevin, the next one.
Oh, what's the next one?
Not Kevin, excuse me. Yes. So a couple interesting tidbits about episode 8. Number one, it's been confirmed, even though that Rian Johnson released this picture of Maz with them testing on set special effects of real time with Maz Katana. She hasn't actually filmed her scenes yet.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So they're going to be doing that like in a pickup or something, because Lupita mentioned that she had not filmed her scenes with Maz. So that shows that her scenes there's probably not that many with her.
Mm-hmm.
Or
Yes.
she's not involved with a lot of characters.
Probably not in the movie very much.
Yeah.
Probably just telling the story, I'm sure.
Yeah. Finally tell about this lightsaber.
Yeah.
I'll behave, don't worry, dudes. But also in that, Adam Driver was talking about his experiences. He's like, he prefers independent stuff, but he says he's really lucked out, with this blockbuster franchise of two awesome directors, both JJ and Rian Johnson. They make it much more intimate, and they're looking at it scene by scene. Not, yes, they are looking at the big picture, but when they're working on it, it's they're really just focusing on that moment and why that moment's important to the story, and so it lets them really focus. He says you really get to learn a lot about Kylo in the next one, and it's a very big tonal shift. He says it's kind of like how it went from A New Hope to Empire. in the same breath, he's like, not meaning that it's necessarily dark, but it is a big shift.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't wait. Like what they did with episode 7 was so great that I have the utmost confidence that whatever they do going forward is still going to continue to be good.
Yeah.
But I'm really interested to know more about the Knights of Ren and stuff. So that's really cool to hear.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm waiting for Kylo to go on his rampage and kill everyone.
Yeah.
That's what I'm looking forward to.
Yeah. So I've been hearing stuff that it is kind of darker, but there's also other things. But I mean, not all of Empire was dark, right? And I think it's kind of be that same thing of just exploring and being much more character driven, like Empire was, is what I'm kind of envisioning happening.
Yeah, because Empire really didn't get dark. Really, it had kind of a downer of an ending.
Correct.
So
and that in general,
It
right?
was still,
And they're getting beat up the entire time. It's like Luke's being beat up, the rebels are being defeated. I mean, it's kind of, oh man, can they catch a break? Good. Coco, why are you so hungry?
Which actually just not be Empire note for how episode 7 was New Hope, basically. Yeah, I would agree with that too. I don't want it to, because episode 7 is very similar to New Hope in that but at the same time, like, even George Lucas said it himself that the movies are supposed to kind of rhyme with each other.
They do, and it's huge. I mean, yes, between 4 and 7, it's heavier than it's ever been. But I mean, if you look at it, so right now my expectations are what I would think that they would be doing. Bounty hunters need to be involved because you had bounty hunters in 2, 5, and rumor is Phasma might be kind of turning into a bounty hunter.
They need to do more with her.
Yeah.
She's too cool of a character, and she kind of got shafted in the first movie.
Yeah, literally shafted.
Yeah, she did. She got shafted.
Look at that. What's that?
Neighbors.
Ah, gotcha.
Yep.
Let's see. Oh, and there's got to be an asteroid chase sequence because you had 1 and 2 and 5.
The title needs to be 5 words, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
However, Paulo Hidalgo, who I'll be actually talking about next from Story Group, dodged my question about that.
Oh, really?
Because they originally were going to, one of the early titles for episode 7 was actually going to be Shadow of the Empire.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, well, doesn't that break the formula? And some people feel it's just been coincidence. But I'm going, 6 movies?
Yeah.
And the prequels and the trilogy have the same number of words?
Yeah, no, it's a pattern, for sure.
It's a pattern.
But what was there was those posters that came out forever ago. I thought it was before Star Wars Celebration. It had a 5-word name. Was that debunked? Was that proven to not be real?
Yeah, that was debunked.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was forever ago. I just don't remember hearing anything extra about that.
Mm-hmm. In the New Hope movie, just with a planet, not a moon.
Yeah, there's a lot going on trying to get caught up.
There was. Oh, Coco's not eating. Nod, shake, tickle, poke. It was good.
Anthony said there needs to be some sort of name tag in front of us because we hasn't learned who's who.
That's a good point.
Well, we could do that.
Yeah, we could.
Yeah. That.
But as a refresher,
yeah.
I'm Jason.
Dan.
And that's Dan.
Chad.
And that's Chad. So.
But yeah, no, that would be helpful. We can do that.
Yeah, we could do something.
Oh,
hello. That's a really interesting name. I'm not gonna say that one, but thanks for watching the stream.
That. There was
I think it's reversed. Yeah, Chad is on the left, and then I would be on the right. Yeah.
All right, and then all right, so our final story, which does involve Paulo Hidalgo of Story Group. He was mentioning in Twitter quite a bit. Not Kevin.
Kevin?
Yeah, there he is.
There you
go. He went kind of crazy on Twitter the other day talking about
talking about what?
Sorry, just move the troll you guys. Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Okay. Bad trolls. Don't be trolling.
Mm-hmm.
So Paulo Hidalgo Story Group, he's been with Lucasfilm for an extremely long time, and so he was a founding member of Story Group. For those that, if you're not familiar with, they are in charge of reviewing every novel, every comic, every video game, every movie, make sure the continuity's right, coming to them if they need certain characters. One of the other guys, members, is called the Keeper of the Holocron because he's like just a freaking. He knows it all like off the top of his head. Pablo is really good about understanding the nuances and the symbolism and all that other stuff, and that's what he actually went into on Twitter. And so I'm going to read these. He said, "Heads up, incoming tweet flood full of unsolicited views about the Force. About 14 or 15 tweets incoming."
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So, first one. A colleague of mine recently stated that everyone has and uses the Force, which raised questions in some, but it's nonetheless true. The Force is life. If you've ever felt a moment of connection with another or your world, you're using it. That's the idea.
Mm-hmm.
You can disbelieve in it, but you still have it. I'm sure old Ben would attribute Han's amazing piloting and luck to the Force, where Han wouldn't. For gamers, note that I think every incarnation of the RPG gave Force points to everyone, regardless of Force sensitivity. And then we would cite Bruce Lee. In our world, he would be someone with more attuned to the Force than most, hence his remarkable abilities. It's not just physical abilities. Those who can sway large numbers of people for good or bad are tapping into a connectivity.
Well, isn't this already been kind of stated before with Episode 1, with the fact that Qui-Gon basically says that, midi-chlorians, everybody has them. It's just not everybody can tap into them.
Right. But
or they're not as sensitive to them.
It's trying to, because people got really hung up on that.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And they think it got all scientific. And the Force, I feel it when I take my poop.
Sometimes it'd be nice to have the Force on some of those. Just help you get through those tough times.
So here's what's that?
Boulder Hands. Ethan.
Yes. Okay, that's Ethan. Yeah.
Oh,
I knew that they were trolling. Okay. So he goes into this. The Midi-chlorian prerequisite was to enter the prequel era Jedi Order. It's a rather soulless way to look at potential by narrative design. So it was an easy way, right, for them to go, okay, this guy's off the charts.
Mm-hmm.
But as Jedi go, because they got a lot more formal and all about rules and things, so that's how they only started looking for things. They started getting a very, very narrow-minded view of stuff. And so it's like they could be missing people, right, just because that's the only thing they're looking for now.
Gotcha.
So the prequel Jedi have systemized their methods at the expense of spirituality and intuition. They are more of an order than Jedi. So they've way too formalized compared to what they should have been.
Mm-hmm.
And that's one reason why Qui-Gon stood out and why he would never be a part of the council, because he was already much more in tune, and then eventually he taught Yoda to be more in tune with the living Force, and that's how they achieve life after death. So examples of ones that are very much order-like would be the librarian Jocasta Nu and Ki-Adi-Mundi embody that. Others like Dooku, Qui-Gon, and Anakin don't. But there's more to the Force than just Jedi and Sith. There's more to potential than midi-chlorians, just like there's more to genius than grades. All right, that's enough Force food for thought. I'll return to the maddening non-observations about Snoke as requested. And if you take note of that picture there, someone made a sticker for him that says, your Snoke's theory sucks. And I think they even gave him I think that's an iron-on, so you could put it on a t-shirt.
That's awesome.
Yeah, because he gets really tired of everyone, every day, all day. Well, is this person Snoke? Is that person Snoke?
Mm-hmm.
And it's constant.
Yeah.
I feel bad for the guy in that sense.
Yeah, that'd be kind of frustrating for sure. Trash said a Metachlorian, a droid, and a Jawa walk into a bar. What's next?
Yeah.
Yep. Where does that go? I want to know the rest of that joke, Trash.
Yeah, that sounds like a good joke.
Yep.
We need the punchline now.
The
So-
droid says what the Java wants to say, translates it to the midichlorian.
If it isn't,
Hey,
the
do you wanna-
Metachlorian just
hey,
be
do you
like a
wanna
little
get-
single cell?
Do you want to get in me?
That's good. All right.
I don't know.
I'll take that. That's acceptable.
All right.
Yep.
Yeah. There you go.
Cool.
And then the Metachlorian could go, aren't I already? Oh, dum dum.
Been there, done that.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
All right.
Sweet. So we'll move
That
on.
is it for Star Wars talk. Unless anyone has, because we do want to. Does anyone in the audience have anything to add Star Wars story-wise, or a quick question before we move on? Because we do want to include you in with the topics.
Well, silly me said next, so
Fair enough.
I'm assuming we should move on.
All right.
Okay. Let's move on into gaming news. So there hasn't been a ton of stuff going on, but there were some sort of interesting stories. One of these was actually kind of hilarious, and it's actually the first one we're going to talk about. In some not so surprising news, The Last Guardian has been delayed yet again.
Dun dun dun.
The game was scheduled for release on October 25th, but it's been pushed back to December 6, 2016. Now, this news came by way of a PlayStation blog update from Sony Computer Entertainment Worldwide Studios president Shuhei Yoshida. He's the big dog over at Sony. And he stated, quote, "A delay is a difficult decision, particularly with this game, but we have encountered more bugs than anticipated while in the final stages of development. To ensure that The Last Guardian delivers on the experience that the game's creators have envisioned, we need to take the extra time to work on those issues," end quote. That's not good. Like, the game has been in development for, 10 years, and they still have
It was
issues.
canceled though.
ironing it.
Yeah, it was
No, it
almost like a
was-
concept thing, right? I
Yeah,
mean, it's
they-
like,
they
It's
hadn't-
been...
They hadn't really done anything.
and then they brought it back to life.
Well,
But
no,
the-
it was...
Quite frankly, I'd rather have a delayed game than a delayed game and then it still has a bunch of bugs.
Well, here's the
I'm not
thing.
going to name names on any games that have recently done that.
No Man's Sky.
No Man's Sky.
Oh,
But
something
no,
in my throat there.
here's the thing about that is I bet you this game is still going to be buggy when it comes out, even in December. The game's kind of a joke now. Like, I would put this on the same level as, and I might be in the minority here with this opinion, but I'd put this on the same level as, like, Duke Nukem Forever, where there's no way this game is ever going to live up
Yeah,
to-
you're like, it's gonna bomb.
Yeah, there's no way this game is ever going to live up to anybody's expectations because the game has been in development since like 2000. It came right after Shadow of the Colossus, and what was that, like 2003?
Yeah. It was,
So, like-
And graphically, it still looks like
And
that.
it doesn't even look that great. But like people bought PlayStation 3s because of The Last Guardian in hopes that that game was going to come out and be awesome, and it's been in development hell for the last 10 years. So it's like, at this point, it's just kind of like, just release the game already. Even if it's broken, whatever, just release it and then patch it if you need to patch it, and then let's just stop talking about it. Because, like, I'm so over hearing about when The Last Guardian's going to come out.
Would you have anything to say to that one? Because I know Chad's really the only one that's played these games.
I only played a little
It's-
bit of Shadow of the Colossus.
Yeah, I mean, if it does have those type controls, it's more of like, if I remember correctly, correct me if I'm wrong, but it's more of the like original Resident Evil like tank controls, to where you like move forward and backward, and you turn and then move forward. Like, that's how they call those controls.
Yeah, tank controls.
But yeah, it's
They've
It's
probably been
not fun
dumped
to
a
play
lot
with.
of money into this, because think of all of that they were doing before, and then if that was being designed for PlayStation 3, which is a completely different
Mhm.
system, right? And that was the problem with crossovers and stuff, that who knows how much it changed the programming they had to do when they brought it back to life.
Yeah, like I said, I don't know. I mean, I'm sure there's people out there that are excited for this game, and like, I'm actually really curious. Like, if you guys in the chat are excited about this game, like, I want to know who's actually excited about this, because it's been, and I know you might be kind of excited.
oh
about
no,
it.
I am. I'm a huge fan.
But it's just kind of like I said, for me, the equivalent for this is like Duke Nukem Forever, because I love Duke Nukem 3D. It's one of my all-time favorite first-person shooters, and DNF looked like it was going to be so awesome in like early 2000s when they showed the footage from that, and then they're like, oh nope, scrapping it, new engine. Oh, scrapping it, new engine. And then 3D Realms closes, and it has to be made by Gearbox. They have to go in and finish it. Game finally comes out, and it's just garbage. It's just utter trash. And so like, I don't know. I can't get my hopes up on this one.
Yeah. I mean, Coco and Trash are definitely focusing on the controls, and my guess is, I mean, unless they made huge changes, it's probably going to be similar to it. And welcome, Jesse Kidd.
Yeah.
The camera, that's what it was. Yeah, the camera is a pain.
Oh,
It's like
Katie's not.
like you'll walk
So-
through one area to the next, and the camera will switch so that you're basically running backwards.
Mhm.
So you basically go back into the room that you just left, and then you turn back around. Camera switches. You're like, okay,
Ugh.
Yeah.
It's
No,
not,
no, Trash. You're essentially Duke Nukem
yeah.
forever.
I guess you're the equivalent to DNF to me.
Yeah.
Take that as you will. But yeah, no, it's just hilarious because, like I said, is it ever going to come out at this
Ace
point?
Boy, hello there.
Give it
Hello.
give it another month or so, and it'll be delayed until February. And then give it another month, it'll be delayed until June. And then give it another month, and it'll just be canceled.
Again,
Yep.
yeah. The thing is, did you see the collector's set? It was gorgeous.
Yeah, it looks pretty
I
sweet.
don't think
It came in like it looked like a wooden crate, and it had a statue of the dog dragon thing,
Oh, okay.
and it looked really neat.
I'll have to check it
I
out.
still need to pre-order that before it gets too late, because yeah, it looks pretty.
I don't know. At this rate, the game's not coming out, so you might want to
Oh,
keep your money.
yeah,
Well,
because that's how. it
Yeah,
works.
we're not. It's we're in South Park tonight. We are excited because South Park's premiering their 20th season tonight.
Yep.
And so we just felt that this image kind of had multiple meanings, and yeah, very excited for a Fractured Butthole though.
Yeah, that game's gonna be amazing.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That's
You're saying it wrong. It's the fractured butt hole. I mean, it's
They're separate words.
yeah, they're
No,
separate
but
words.
I'm doing it the way that they wanted and intended, because the other word that I can't remember the original word that they wanted, but they said that they couldn't have it. So then they're like, okay, fine, we're going to figure out a way to make a title to get words that you don't want.
Oh, now I
It's
really want to
tra-
know what their original
Yeah,
title was.
it's very much classic Trey Matt. You say we can't do something, we're going to make it worse for you.
Yeah, now I'm gonna have to look
Fantastic.
at it and see what it was.
Find that loophole.
I
in
fractured
there.
my butthole once.
Trash said that he pre-ordered the collector's set.
Yeah, it's awesome, and I mean I've never even played the other games, but I liked it just because it was a neat looking creature, and you know I
mean,
like
like,
the look of the collector set.
It looks like a cool universe, and
Yeah.
like it looks like it'll be a cool game, but I just don't. At this point, like I said, there's just I don't think it'll be terrible, I guess, but I don't think it's going to be anywhere near the expectations that people are going to have for this. It's going to be like No Man's Sky, but times like 1,000. Because everybody thought No Man's Sky was going to be the second coming of whatever, and then it turned out to be very much mediocre.
Yes, the butthole of time.
Butthole of Time. Oh man, that would have been so good.
Yeah, but they're like, no, you can't.
You can't
Can't use butthole because Walmart and several other stores. They will not put something with the word butthole on their
No.
shelves. So they're like,
So they're like,
okay.
Fractured Butthole. That's really good.
No, it is. Like, as soon as I saw
Classic.
the name, I was like, that's
Oh yeah,
hilarious.
even
Yeah,
before I knew the
genius.
story, like I love it. It's classic South Park.
Yeah, that's so awesome. That game's gonna be amazing, and
Yeah.
that also comes out in December. So if you have to choose between The Last Guardian and the Fractured Butthole, I'd probably buy Fractured Butthole because at least you know you're gonna get a good game out of that. It's not gonna be up in the air as to if the game's even coming out because it'll probably be released.
Only one I know selling offhand is Tetris.
Oh, Russian games.
Just so you know.
I know.
Yeah.
All right, moving on to topic number 2. In an effort to cut down on the amount of illegitimate game reviews on their platform, Valve has recently released an update to Steam that changes the way Steam reviews are displayed. Now Steam defaults to showing the average... Hold on. Walmart won't put buttholes on the shelf, but their customers are allowed to sell. I get it.
Nice.
Awesome.
That's really good.
I'm
Okay. So now Steam
rushing
defaults...
to get this game.
Russian? Oh, good.
That's
a good one.
Dun-dun-dun.
Steam defaults to showing the average scores of reviews based on Steam purchases first, and any reviews made from CD key activations on Steam are in a separate category now. So this means that certain games, such as Kickstarter-backed titles that many users got keys for because they backed it on Kickstarter, or games that were purchased through something like the Humble Bundle, they do not show up in the overall default review score when you search a game on Steam. Basically, they did this because they're just trying to they want that score to be an overall score of the actual Steam user, so people who actually purchase games on the Steam platform. And apparently this has left a lot of developers, but mostly just indie devs, a little unhappy about this. So I figured, we can just kind of, what are you guys' thoughts on Steam review changes?
Well, I mean, it's other sites. I think IMDb's finally taken steps, because I hated going there in a movie that hadn't even come out yet. Like, I know even hadn't had festival screenings would have ratings one way or the other, and it's all this stuff, like even purchasing on Amazon or
oh yeah, you get the reviews before it even comes out.
Yeah, and that's kind of stupid, because they're not true, and you when you're looking to get a review, you want a good opinion, and you want something that's either not paid off or just someone trolling it. So from that perspective, I'm hoping that they find a way to kind of appease that other area, right? But for now, until they can do that, I think it might be the right step.
Yeah, and the thing about it is that they aren't they aren't not letting people review the game. They're just not putting the. Thanks for the follow. I can't quite read that one. It's.
I'm horrible at pronouncing these.
It's terrible at pronouncing
that
names.
last one on the bottom there.
Tilla Aroni, maybe?
Tillaroni?
Totally butchered it, but thanks for the follow.
Phonetically spell it out for us, so we can make sure we get it right, or what you'd like to be nicknamed as. Tilla? Roni?
Tila.
Tila?
Tila Yareon.
But
I'm making it into a Spanish name now.
You're gonna have half serious people who are genuine. Yeah.
And yeah, you're gonna have trolls. It happens everywhere. Yeah, basically. But the thing about it is, like, those developers getting upset about it. Valve's not saying that you can't review a game if you buy a key from Humble Bundle or get a key from Kickstarter or whatever. They're just not putting it in their actual aggregate score that shows up when you search that game on. So, like, if you go and you search Skyrim, reviews from people that didn't buy the game right on Steam aren't going to show up anymore there. But they're in a separate category now, so you can click off and you can see the full list. But the actual aggregate score that's right there is only from people who purchased it through Steam. And I feel like it's just, who cares? How many times
I don't really see the point in this at all. Like, I'm trying to wrap my head around to why this is a good or bad idea, or why people are getting pissed off, and I'm just like, I don't really see what the point of this is, no matter what.
Yeah, because, like, in the way I see it, chances are, if I'm interested in buying a game, most of the time, I'm not going to read somebody's review of it. Like, I'm going to, just a random Steam user's review of it. If I want a review, I'll go to, like, an actual review site or check out, like, a YouTube channel that I trust or something. But,
Gameplay,
or just go watch gameplay or something. But most of the time, I don't read Steam reviews for games before I buy them. But I could be in the minority on that. Maybe there are people out there that actually do that.
I generally just look at the score, like, where it's generally reviewed very well.
Oh, yeah, to see, like, if it's positive or mixed or whatever.
Exactly. That's usually the only thing I look at really quick.
Yeah.
So, yes, it does, Coco. Absolutely. We're adults. We get to do whatever we want, and it counts. And for trash, mine updated, and I do not like the way that pop-up banners look now.
I haven't done it yet.
Mine did it automatically on me.
No, I haven't installed the update yet.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I turned it on, and all of a sudden I'm like, why does my pop-up look different? And I'm hoping there's a way to change the colors, because I am not liking the way it's annoying. I don't know, it's white and a lot more distracting, in my opinion.
Yeah, no, I haven't played my PS4 in a couple days since I've been playing Oblivion.
Okay, yeah, he's right there with me.
Yeah, maybe I'll...
Revenge of the Freaks.
Revenge of the Freaks.
It was one of those, to the face, we were kind of joking earlier about what to name the episode, and then we realized we're out of time, and it's like, okay, let's just go with the one we were joking about. So hopefully they'll listen to that. And color scheme, right? As long as we can do a color scheme to it. Don't like the folders on the bar.
It is a little crazy how much they've changed. because I like log in the other day and I'm just like, wait, what just happened? Because my PS4 is like everything's in different places now. They're
Yeah.
just changing it. It's like it's almost like they were following the Windows 10 update that just recently went out, where they like changed the entire start menu, like changing everything and how it looks. I was like, what's the point?
To the face. Thank
Thanks
you
to
for
the
the
host.
host.
Thank you.
We got a little of a dub on that
Yep.
one.
And the dancing Yoda.
Yep. No, I haven't installed it yet, but now I'm really curious since you guys have said it kind of sucks.
It's a little crazy, yeah.
Mhm.
And
Well,
it's,
Sony's just
It's
kind of
They're just
they're
on a
dropping
bad couple
the, they're
weeks.
dropping the ball hardcore these last couple of
pretty
weeks.
much.
Bad updates, bad announcements, bad all around.
Overall, Windows, once you get used to it, Windows 10's not bad. And I mean, overall, it's got good improvements, and
Mhm.
it's one of their best OSs in quite a while for
Mhm.
stability. But
Yeah,
it's had some patch issues for sure.
I've been using 10 since it came out, and I like it quite a bit. Except for the other day when we couldn't get the mic to work, but that wasn't a Windows problem.
No.
Actually, that was a cord problem. So
Yep.
that was the only one and only thing. And then I guess the only other thing that kind of made me mad about Windows 10, and I guess it wasn't Microsoft changed an anti-piracy setting when it came to certain games. So some old video games that use that particular service for anti-piracy don't work on Windows 10 unless the developer goes in and patches it, or you get like an unofficial patch. Like GTA 3 was one where I was like, I reinstalled that and I was going to play it and it wouldn't work. But Rockstar had released like an update for it that you can install that'll actually get around that. I can't remember what the setting is, but that's the only major thing that I've had issues with Windows 10 with.
It is sad.
So if the company's old and like doesn't make games anymore, so like you can't ever play their game again on Windows 10.
Unless somebody from like the community makes a like an unofficial mod for it that'll get around it or something, or unless you know how to get around that stuff.
Great.
But yeah, GTA 3 is the only one that I know of, but there's some other old games that are like that too. All right,
Hooray!
moving on to the last topic. This one is I don't think we talked about this one beforehand, so this one might be a surprise for you guys.
Well, I think I read the headline, but it's so early with this title that I'm like, I passed it over. So yes, please.
Okay, so during Tokyo Game Show this week, Hideo Kojima released some new information about his next game, Death Stranding. He stated that Death Stranding will be an open world game, and it's going to focus a lot on open world freedom, and it'll also feature cooperative play. Now, while no story details were given, he did say that the game is heavily inspired by whales that get stranded on the beach, and that the team has settled on the game engine, and they'll be accommodating both 4K and HDR. So,
Whales stranded on the beach.
I guess that's what like the real like Death Stranding. That's what that is like when beached whales happen or whatever. Are you guys excited at all for this new game, or intrigued at all for this one?
Not from that.
No, not from this.
Not from that, but the name Kojima, yes, I am excited for that because I've been a huge fan. And
I was excited when I saw naked Norman Reedus, but
you're like, ooh, I
It's
like
the
this.
baby.
I
It's
like this game
It's
already.
a baby, and I'm naked.
yeah. Anyway,
Yeah, I personally, I don't know. I almost put him in the Joss Whedon camp of like he gets overhyped. Now, granted, I mean, puts out some solid stuff, but this whole mystery and all this other weirdness, I don't know. I have a problem getting on board, so I'll have to wait until it gets a lot closer. And personally, I wasn't excited for Metal Gear 5 when it came out, but then everyone's loving it. And yes, I ended up loving the crap out of the game.
You know what would be great is if since he left Konami and both of those titles, like Silent Hill and Metal Gear Solid, are now off the plate, if he was trying to combine the two with this game, where he's
Silent
like,
Hill meets Metal Gear?
like a giant F you to Konami. He's like, yeah, this is going to have scary stuff, weird stuff. Then it's also going to have open world, shooting stuff, doing stuff.
It
Yeah,
is
could be
Daryl.
great.
It's naked Daryl.
yep, naked Daryl.
Naked Daryl on a beach with a baby.
So you're a big Kojima fan?
Oh yeah,
Yeah?
yeah. I've been for years. Ever since not the original first two Metal Gear Solids. I never really played those, but the first Metal Gear Solid on the PS1, I've just been following it ever since.
So how would you
Always been a fan.
explain to the face what Metal Gear Solid is?
Is he being serious
Depends
though?
on which
I
one you're
don't-
talking about, because each one's completely different.
True. So
Like the second one's over the top, retarded. It does ridiculous things. Like at the end, you fight 30 Metal Gears in a row. So
And all the crap about the Lolly Lulelo
yeah,
and the
yeah,
weird government conspiracies,
Yep.
and Solidus is the president. You have to fight him, and
Yeah.
it's crazy.
yeah. He's basically Doc Ock.
Yeah,
Like at the end there. Yeah.
You're
It gets
asking
crazy.
what is Metal Gear Solid?
I think he was kidding.
Oh, joking.
But,
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah. What is this Metal Gear you speak of?
What did you think of? Since we're on the topic of Kojima, what did you think of Phantom Pain?
I loved it.
Really?
I think he totally gave us exactly what we were looking for. I put hours and hours into it. Only downfall that I had with it, that the game before Peace Walker had a lot of good co-op play with it, but they didn't bring that into Phantom Pain, and that's kind of like my major problem I had with it.
Mhm.
They did have it to where you could attack each other's bases, but still not the same.
Yeah, not the same as co-op. Yeah, like gameplay wise, I thought Phantom Pain was a really good game, but like from a story perspective, I felt like it was lacking quite a bit. Like, it didn't have the traditional Metal Gear story where not that the game needs to be heavy-handed with the cutscenes and the codec conversations and all that, but like when you think Metal Gear, that's what you think. And this game was very different from that. I mean, it still had the conversations and things like that you could listen to through the tape deck. But like, I don't know, the story on that game didn't hook me because it didn't really have much, and I didn't like the fact that Big Boss didn't talk very much in that game. He's very much a silent protagonist throughout the whole thing. But as far as gameplay goes, it's a very solid game with open world stealth and everything. Once you got later on in the game, it got to the point where you could pretty much just like
wreck anything.
you can wreck everybody, just trank everybody and extract everyone. But for the most part, it was still pretty fun.
Ace Pokeboy, I think you're probably on the same point on that, right? When you get to the point of being so powerful that it's more of the same, and you're going back to the same locations, which was weird.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, as much open world as it was, it's like, wait, haven't I already been here?
Mm.
I mean, that's pretty much how all of them have
True.
been now.
I mean,
By
yeah.
the end of the game, you unlock infinite bandana, and then stealth mode. You can just run around, tranking people, run through the game.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, what he's done over the years is he keeps adapting the game to get more people to play it. Like, I think it was the second one where they gave Raiden's appearance, and basically he said that the reason he made a character look like that was to get more female game players to play the game, which I thought was hilarious. And with this one, I mean, even beforehand, you were like, oh, I hate how much of a stealth game this is.
Yeah.
And he's adapted it to where now those type of people can enjoy it.
It was, right, because I remember trying to pick up, I think it was 4, whichever one was on the PlayStation 3, I think, and I felt like I was so cornered, and you're trying to sneak, and every 2 seconds is, okay, but this one, because it was so open that I could find ways of sneaking that I felt comfortable with instead of, okay, it was much more timing oriented. Like, okay, you only have these 3 seconds to go from here to here.
Yeah.
When the guy turns around.
Mm-hmm.
How's it going? Oof. Uff. Oof.
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 Oh,
Oof. Oh, fuff.
See, the face likes to pretend that he hasn't heard of super classic games. Yeah, and see, that's what I thought, because I remember him saying stuff like that in other streams. So that's why I wasn't totally sure if they were being serious about not knowing what Metal Gear was. Like, everybody knows what Metal Gear is. But as far as Death Stranding goes, I think it's going to be cool. Like, it sounds like it's going to be kind of a cool game, although we know really nothing about it. But just because Kojima's behind it, and he is kind of like the diva of video games, and just like everything he makes is like amazing, and he's got this super huge fan base behind him and everything, and like he makes good games for sure. But it's when a Kojima game comes out, for me personally, I'm not just like, oh my god, I have to play it like right now, like a lot of people are. But I feel like it'll be, if nothing, it'll be good. You know what I mean?
Well, thanks for remembering and checking us out.
Oh yeah, thanks for watching.
Well, I mean, there's not really that many people though, because when Phantom Pain was coming out, I was like, I'm trying to pre-order this special edition, but people that want to buy it are like being bought out by people who are just going to resell it later on.
Mhm.
and I was getting super pissed off about this. And nobody else really cared. Like nobody else was like, "Oh, I gotta have the collector's edition."
Well,
But
that's just in our small
Yeah.
little mountain town that
Ours-
we're in here.
Our
it's
small,
a small South Park.
yeah,
Yeah.
small mountain town. Yeah,
I
it's
mean,
gonna start looking like South
our,
Park
our
here in a
house
little
is
while.
like this right there.
Yeah. Well, no, our house is right here because.
Well,
we're
no, I
here,
mean,
but-
yeah. Your house is like that way, and mine's right over there.
But that's all I have for gaming news. So do we want to move on to movie and TV stuff?
Yeah.
I was really interested in what this topic was because of the picture. Is that
It's-
Toxic Avenger?
It's Toxie.
Yeah, it's Toxic.
Yes.
Yes,
Arr.
it is Toxic Avenger. And when I found out about this, I was actually pretty pumped because this movie is it's a great cult classic that was just horrible production value, and it was just made to be hilarious. It was great. So far as now, it's being done by somebody who's big budget. I'm kind of afraid they might ruin that whole minor budget aspect to it.
Mhm.
What the hell is that?
That's,
That's the Toxic Avenger.
Toxic
Yeah,
Avenger.
Toxic Avenger.
So they're doing a reboot.
Yes, they're doing a reboot, and it looks like it's going to be the guy who did Sausage Party is going to be doing this movie as well.
Seth Rogen.
No, it's
I think Seth Rogen wrote and produced.
it's
Oh, he didn't
the
direct.
I don't think so.
co-director. It was
Oh.
Conrad Vernon.
Oh yeah.
He's going to
Mhm.
be doing the directing of this film, and so yeah, I'm hoping they keep it to this low budget look, even though they have obviously tons of money they could throw at this.
Mhm.
I just hope they keep that aspect.
Well,
to
they
it,
might not
'cause-
keep the low budget look as much as long as the camp level is super high.
Yeah.
I think that would still, work.
Yeah, it's definitely got to be campy, and they can't try to take a serious approach with that because it's like the concept behind that movie is just it's ridiculous already.
Exactly.
So if you try to put a serious spin on it, like they can't Evil Dead that movie, like the Evil Dead remake.
oh,
Where they went
took-
serious.
They
Yeah.
took something that was dark but kind of a little campy in the first movie, and they totally went serious with it. They can't do that with this. Otherwise,
yeah,
they just won't.
it's-
Coco's mom
not-
loved the
The trauma movies.
promo movies.
Yeah. I think I've only ever because how many? There's like 4 sequels to Toxic Avenger, aren't there?
I
it was
only
like-
saw the original,
I think it was 4 total.
and
uh,
I watched a little bit of the cartoon series.
I forgot they made that. I remember seeing stuff.
They made him like a superhero,
Mhm.
like team. Yeah, it was like Toxie and the other toxic mutants.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and I mean the only problem I have though is because they actually have already described it as it's being more of a mainstream version.
Yeah.
That right there is automatically
Yeah, it sucks. It's like I mean, they have to if they're gonna bother remaking it, then they have to try to market it to audiences. I mean, if they're gonna spend money on making this movie, you got to get people in the theaters. So they kind of have to mainstream it a little bit.
I don't know if you can mainstream
But I don't.
it.
But yeah, like how do you
It's-
mainstream
the Toxic
the
Avenger.
Toxic Avenger?
they can probably find a way. I'm sure there's some way.
It'll be interesting to see what they do.
Life finds a way.
Life finds a way. Yeah. Good. Nice one.
What else you got?
So next one's a bit of a spoiler. Just heads up because a few people were kind of upset that he brought this up. Actually, it was kind of funny. The director of Wolverine 3 has stated that Mr. Sinister is going to be in the third film. The ending, like the after credits scene for Apocalypse.
Being shot at.
Oh, apparently.
Oh.
That's not me. I'm not the raisin.
No, I said.
Yeah,
he's-
I'm the reason.
They said
No.
they were pointing to me saying I was getting.
Sorry.
Anyways. But no,
Wolverine 3, yep. Old Man Wolverine, the final Wolverine movie.
yeah, hopefully, anyways, because I mean, quite frankly, I didn't like the last one. That they
Oh,
did
the
of
It-
Wolverine?
with the
It
like
was
Where he goes to
slow.
Japan.
the
Yeah.
metallic
Mhm.
samurai fight and stuff.
Well, they just haven't. They've yet to nail a solo Wolverine movie totally. 'Cause
Which-
Origins
why?
is awful.
That's one's pretty much. Chad is no raisin. Yeah, it's tough to. You'd think it would be a no-brainer as long as you have the right team to make a good Wolverine movie. 'Cause they do them right in the X-Men movies. It's like, what's the problem?
Well, that's the thing is like the X-Men movies have been very Wolverine focused already. Like they're almost already Wolverine movies. Like he's a
Yeah.
very focal point in the first one, second one.
Yeah,
Um,
and then Days of Future Past.
Days of Future Past, he's a huge role. So like it just, I think the only one that I've seen where he wasn't even involved. He has like the best cameo in First Class when he's at the bar
That was
and Xavier
awesome.
and they kind of go talk
F
to him
off.
and he's just says
F off, yeah.
It's so good, really good.
I loved that.
But yeah, no, I don't really know much about that particular villain. I'm not much of an X-Men guy, so I don't.
Yeah, no, I was kind of hoping you guys knew a little more.
I looked into him a little bit, and he's one of these very much well-rounded, trying to. It almost sounds like, from what I read, another version of Apocalypse a little bit. Like he's trying to gather powers from other mutants. That's why if you watch the secret cutscene at the end of the last one, Apocalypse, they show them taking the Wolverine Weapon X serum for Mr. Sinister because his company, and
yeah, the Essex Corporation.
Essex, yeah, that's right. And he sounds. I mean, if done right, he could be interesting. From what I was reading on the Marvel thing, he's rated pretty highly on the charts of his power level. Yes, he's no Squirrel Girl.
No Squirrel Girl.
Because Squirrel Girl tends across the board.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
It's so ridiculous.
Beats Thanos.
Yeah. And Galactus. She's beat them all.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know much about that particular villain, but I'm excited to see, because I mean they keep saying that it's going to be Hugh Jackman's last run at Wolverine, and we'll see if that sticks, because
he loves the part.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. There was some really good stuff in it. The effects were lacking. The special effects were horrible in some parts, and I just did not find Apocalypse. I could not take him seriously with the way he looked, and I didn't feel him being that much of a threat.
I still haven't seen Apocalypse. It's the one I haven't seen yet.
It's got some good stuff, but lots of bad stuff.
Yeah, I mean, most people just hate it because of how Apocalypse looked in it.
It's like
I'm one of those people. Yeah, I mean, I'm one of those people. I'm not going to judge a movie on just how a character looks. It's not that big of a deal to me. Like, yeah.
Yeah.
So you liked Apocalypse?
No, I was totally fine with Apocalypse. Like, I mean, it just continued the usual X-Men type plot line.
Yeah.
Somebody's trying to destroy the world. Oh, we better stop that guy. He's going to destroy the world.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, overall, yeah. If on that level, I do feel it was a great end to that kind of trilogy of things, and I just felt there were certain areas of it that were lacking compared to, even though it was a little bit dragged out, Days of Future Past was much superior film across the board, where this one kind of had moments, but there was just, it could have been a lot better.
Yeah. I'll have to check it out.
Yeah.
What is that one? Hasn't come out on.
It's out.
Is it?
Well, I know it's on digital download, and if it's not on Blu-ray, it's
probably be a couple weeks.
It's like next week, if anything, if it's not out already.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Cool.
Why is this?
Why are DC movies so much less enjoyable than Marvel, and why can't DC get it together?
It's the team that they sadly have of the writers and directors, and who they won't fire, and it's
literally every fan was like, fire that guy from Justice League.
Snyder.
And they're like, he's like, what are you going to do? He ain't going to fire me.
Well, the thing is that he's so intrinsically tied into this universe now that he refers to it as the Snyderverse. Like, he thinks of himself as like, I started it with Man of Steel and Batman v Superman.
It's kind of like Michael Bay and Transformers.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a drink. They're not bad movies.
Batman v Superman is a bad movie. The Ultimate Edition is much better.
It is.
But the regular
it has some redeeming qualities, but they're not. They're focusing on, and there was that leak a couple months ago from a former employee that kind of said what the problem was.
That was great.
And the fact of how it's all money driven. It's corporate guys going, it needs this, it needs that, because we need to hit this demographic and this demographic. And they're focusing more on doing all the little check boxes of making sure they're meeting demographics for audiences and other things that they're not really caring about the actual story and the way that them being portrayed and everything else.
Exactly. I don't know. As I'm a I'm a DC fan, and like it pains me that I don't like these movies that much, because especially because Batman's my favorite superhero, and like him being the only redeeming quality in all of Batman v Superman is just terrible. And like Man of Steel has so many issues of like they tried to. I don't even know what the problem with that movie is. Besides, I mean, there's the endless destruction at the end, the non-linear storytelling because they were basically trying to rip off Batman Begins. Except Christopher Nolan knows how to tell a story, and Zack Snyder doesn't know how to tell anything.
Going back to his, I'm going to do everything like a fast cut, music video thing. That was my biggest complaint on Man of Steel, because the jumping around. There's a lot of things I liked. I liked how they portrayed Superman much more like an alien, and I liked the visual looks of a lot of things in it.
And Krypton looked awesome.
Oh, I mean, it was, yeah. So,
but that's the thing is like Zack Snyder is a very good visual director. He knows how to make things look good, but he's terrible at telling stories. And I don't know. I mean, I'm sure he's not the only one to blame, but
get him, Jason. And Batman tactical armor, is that the new Telltale game thing?
I'm not sure. I don't know if it's an image for a movie or what it is, but
to the face, a little bit more explanation, because we're not sure offhand. If it's the Telltale game, I've not tried it yet. I'm actually behind on those types of games.
Yeah, and OFF said BVS was like 20 plot lines stuck together. Yeah, it totally was.
And Ace also saying they tried to jam Justice. Yeah, because when I knew that they said they put Dawn of Justice in the title, I'm like, oh great, they're just speeding this, and they're just going to jam everything in just to jam it all in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Can you whisper
Kevin,
it to me? Or something?
Or whisper it to just hop in there and have him whisper it to you, and then we can take a look at it over here. Never mind.
You're good. just do a whisper to.
Yeah, send a whisper to Dr. Wait, can they click on our names?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Just throw in the chat really quick, and then just have him send it to you, and then we can see it over here.
Yeah, send a link to them. Yeah, Dr. Octavius.
Is Henry Cavill right for the role of Superman? I think yeah. I think he totally would fit Superman if they knew how to write a good Superman story.
And direct him correctly.
Yeah, I'm all for them taking the he's an alien on Earth approach rather than being like the big blue Boy Scout. Like I'm totally cool with that. But there's at some point when you actually have to make him a likable character and make him relatable, and he can't be dark and brooding like Batman. Like you have to have those different tones. If you want the dark and the brooding character, that is Batman. That's what Batman's for. And Superman has to be that light that contrasts it. And that's why they're so good together in the comics. That's why they're so good together in like the animated series and stuff. And they're just like Batman kind of with the Joker, Superman and Batman are very much two sides of the same coin too, of him being truth, justice, and American way, and Batman being all for the dark vigilante. It's just the problem is that Zack Snyder doesn't get that, and the only fucking comic book that he's ever read is Dark Knight Returns, and he thinks Frank Miller is like the coolest dude ever, which he's awesome. I love Frank Miller, but like seriously, he doesn't know how to tell a good Superman story, and it's got me really worried for Justice League. I don't know.
The only one that I'm confident is going to be good is Batman.
Oh yeah, the Batman solo movie is going to be fantastic.
Because Batman was the only good thing in there in Batman versus Superman, and Ben Affleck makes good movies. And he nailed the role, so that's going to be awesome.
Mm-hmm. Feel the same way about Jared Leto's Joker. Feel like he has a Joker in him, but putting him in a movie for the sake of making good trailers, not doing the character justice.
That's the armor. You kind of have to look. It's a pretty dark picture.
Oh, that looks sweet. It reminds me of Arkham Knight, the suit that he wears in that game.
Is that from Justice League?
I'm assuming.
Yeah, it is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a new photo from the set.
I hadn't seen that one yet. Thank you.
But yeah, Ace Pokeboy, I would totally agree with that too.
I guess so.
Sort of.
Welcome back.
Like I just don't know. He didn't have enough screen time. And like last week when we were talking about Suicide Squad, I was pretty harsh on it, like how he was just terrible. And like thinking back on it, yeah, he was pretty terrible in that movie. But he also didn't have enough to do, and I don't think we saw enough.
And they cut most of it.
Mm-hmm.
And Aquaman has potential, especially with their choice of director. So I'm cautiously optimistic.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they can make an interesting character out of it.
Yeah. And I don't know, like Jeff Johns totally made him into an interesting character because his run in the New 52 for Aquaman is actually really cool, where he's not just kind of a laughing stock. He's actually a really cool hero and does some cool stuff.
Oh wow, this
And-
guy actually belongs to the Justice
And with
League.
Jeff Johns being integral in the future of the DC Cinematic Universe, I feel like he might also be able to throw that into that movie. Plus, you've got James Wan behind it, and James Wan does some really cool stuff. And he's very visual, too, especially
Yeah.
in his horror movies. But yeah, thanks to The Face for sending us that link, because that looks really sweet. I'm actually glad I saw that. I don't know how I didn't see that yet, because I'm
Yeah, that's weird.
usually
We're
all over
always
the
all over
comic
it,
book
so
movie news, especially Batman
Kudos
stuff.
to you.
So with how our comments go, I feel like from now on I should just put nothing but comic book movie news.
We do tend to
Well, but the thing
go
is
along in the comic book
that
movie stuff.
that is such a focus point because when we've been looking for stories, yeah, Chad was like, I feel like the only stories I can provide are comic, but it's
Yeah.
very front and center in our culture right now. It really, and it's very, I mean, it's geek centric,
Mhm.
and that's where they're focusing most of the geek movie money.
Coco said, have you read any of DC's Rebirth? The only thing that I've read so far is the Batman run on Rebirth, which I like so far. It's pretty good. I think I'm behind by about one issue now, but Batman's basically there's two new heroes that have come to Gotham and Gotham Girl, and it's kind of a cool storyline. I like the art that they've got going on with it too, but I haven't read anything else. I did read the big Rebirth issue, like the 80-page one where the whole Rebirth event happens, but that's it so far.
Don't like the choice for Aquaman.
Yeah, he's kind of
It was an interesting pick for sure.
he's got a robotic feel to me. Like he just
Yeah,
doesn't have much. Like he's kind of like how Kristen Stewart is. You know, everybody makes fun of her face always
Right.
looks the same, no matter
Mhm.
whether she's
Yeah.
happy or not.
but I
He's
mean,
kinda got the same feel
but
to
it's
me.
kind of been the roles he's been given too. But so far, what we've seen, like in that Justice League trailer, it's just more of the same. But we'll see.
hmm
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. It's just kind of a wait and see game. Like they're 3 movies in now, and they've shown that they don't really know what the hell they're doing or what they should be doing. Suicide Squad is a prime example of that, of
Yeah.
them having 2 cuts of that movie, and you know, it's kind of all. I enjoyed it, but it's all over the place. So hopefully, Justice League will actually be the movie we've been wanting, but I don't have a lot of confidence because of Zack Snyder.
Exactly. I mean,
Yeah.
seriously, you would think with how many people were like, how many fans were just like, seriously, take Zack Snyder off, and they're just like, yeah, we're not going to listen to you guys. We're going to continue with him. Like,
Yeah.
But
you
at the
guys are
sa-
already off.
but
to
at
that
the same
start.
time, and it's a potentially bad thing as well, right? Because from that leaked former employee of saying how it's all about the money, and now the higher ups are even more micromanaging, so that can go that could be even worse, right?
Mhm.
What they need to do is get the really good DC writers, their top DC writers, and have them be script advisors, and have them on set script advisors that can also be helping with tone and feel.
Well, that's why like
That one guy.
having Jeff Johns
Yeah.
there, because I mean he's been very important in DC Comics and he's written some really great DC Comics stories. So if anybody can help steer the ship in the right direction, it would be him. But if with him on there and it still keeps going down the tubes, then either they're just not letting him do enough, or they're just way too focused on the bottom line.
So Aquaman, Jason, or this Jason?
Probably not me.
Oh,
Jason
okay.
Momoa is, I mean, he's kind of a hunk, but you know, I don't watch
know.
Game of Thrones. So I don't know much about him.
He was fine for Game of Thrones. Yeah, he did his role fine. But
Jason's a raisin.
all right, what's your final story, Chad?
Final story was they finally released what they're gonna do with the whole Jurassic Park, Jurassic World series now. Yeah.
Oh.
But you just stopped at the best part.
Every time I hear that, I just think of that. Like you guys have seen the video of somebody playing it on a recorder, and it's terrible.
No, thankfully I haven't.
I'll show it to you later. But no, they're
Oh
doing
wait,
they're doing the
wait.
theme song on a recorder, and it's like the worst
One of
rendition of it
my
ever.
roommates played it because I thought she was doing it, but I guess it's just probably watching the video.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, it's a good video. There's another one where they do the 20th Century Fox fanfare, and it's they do it on recorder,
Yeah.
and it's just absolutely terrible. We'll have to watch them later.
I personally think so. I really liked what he did with Watchmen personally. That's his one good movie.
Yeah, but the thing about Watchmen, except for the ending and a couple of specific scenes, I mean, it's almost shot for shot, word for word, the graphic novel, which isn't a bad thing. A lot of fans want that, like, stick as close to source material as possible, but it's like, unless he's got a template to go off of, he kind of fucks everything up. But the only movie of his that I actually really enjoy is, besides Watchmen, because I did like Watchmen 2, was his Dawn of the Dead remake. I like that. And,
I forgot that was him.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, he did a good job with that too. Terminator,
One
at
in
this
2000s?
point, it's on indefinite hold unless they can figure out a way of figuring out what went wrong with Genesis. I'm actually in the camp that
Is
really
wondering
liked
why.
Genesis, and I feel that there was a lot of critic backlash and a lot of things that almost felt like political maneuvering to make it tank.
Mm.
I mean, don't get me wrong, it wasn't a perfect movie, but it was the best Terminator since Terminator 2.
not as bad as everybody said.
No, I enjoyed it too.
The only bad thing was the marketing of giving away the whole movie in the
That
trailers.
was BS, and I don't like Jay Courtney as Kyle Reese.
Yeah.
The other, what's her face? She did okay, but Jay Courtney was not a Kyle Reese.
Yeah.
He's just too wooden.
The only movie that I've ever seen him in that I actually kind of liked him in was Suicide
Lord
Squad.
Lunacy, welcome. Good to see you,
Welcome.
Randy.
Thanks for checking out the stream. So what was
Yeah.
the Jurassic Park story?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that I forgot we were
that's
talking
up
about
there.
that at all. Yeah. So of course, with how well Jurassic World did, of course they're trying to do a trilogy now.
Mhm.
Hopefully, they do better than the first trilogy, where the first one was good and the rest were kind of crap. But
Especially the second one.
yeah, exactly. And so I'm hoping this second one ends
like
up
Lost
being
World.
kind of better. Are you kidding me?
I like Lost World more than 3.
Okay,
We
well
all
in that
have
case,
we all
I
have our
mean,
thing. Yeah.
I can't really decide between the two on that point, but
I'll decide for you if three's better.
and so so yeah, as you can tell, the date has been posted of when the estimated time's going to be. June 22nd, 2018. That's going to be when the second Jurassic World comes out. Of course, that's not the name they've stated it's going to be the name, but yeah, with the way it was in the past, it might be.
Mhm.
But yeah,
no,
so
two
I'm
more.
super.
Making a new trilogy total. Yeah, it's not like what they're doing with Avatar. Yeah, it's two more.
Oh yeah, no, just 3 total.
We'll see. Hopefully.
But I'm
Yes,
still-
yes, Hunky Hunk.
Hunky Hunk's gonna
Chris
be in
Chris
it.
Pratt is the man, and he is back.
So what did you guys think of Jurassic World?
What?
I grew up with it, so it's like if somebody that grew up with Star Wars per se that liked the new prequels more than, or not more so, but wait, did you say you liked the prequel more than the old one or something? Either way, you liked it, you were fine with it, while a lot of people who didn't grow up with it
Mhm.
despised the prequels.
Yeah.
I grew up with Jurassic Park. My brother and my family could tell you I literally would watch that movie, rewind my VHS tape, start it over again. I was a huge thing into Jurassic Park, and I think Jurassic World did a good job of bringing it back to life again, kind of killing off the old ones. You also read the books, I know that.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean, I enjoyed it. I'm looking forward to the second one. Hopefully they don't ruin it.
It's enjoyable, and I think yes, it probably is overall a good return to form. But I just felt it was they could it wasn't it didn't feel like a complete need to be revisited. They didn't bring enough new to the table, and I felt if it did not have Chris Pratt in that same script, I don't think it would have been successful.
Yeah, he's pretty important in that movie.
His charisma in that is what saved that movie.
Yeah, it kind of sells it. But I mean, you could probably say that about a lot of different movies.
Well,
though.
yeah, I know, but I'm just saying
Mhm.
it's just they could have.
Like, I don't. If Chris Pratt wasn't in Guardians of the Galaxy, I don't think they could have. I don't know how well
No,
that movie would have worked.
you
either.
could have found.
Oh, I would have
you,
been fine with anybody in that movie.
you could.
I mean, it's still a good movie.
You could have found. I mean, granted, he is perfect.
Yeah.
But I still think you could have found another Star Lord.
Mhm.
This you can still find another great actor with a lot of charisma. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if you could save that one.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm in Chad's camp on this one. Like, I saw it and I thought it was really good, and like it hit all the right beats for me when it comes to a Jurassic Park movie. Like, it didn't take itself overly serious. It was a big monster movie, you know.
Yeah,
There's just
and-
monsters loose on the island, and they have to kind of deal with it and figure it out. And Chris Pratt was really good. I thought Bryce Dallas Howard was really
Yep.
good in the movie, and the kids got a little annoying. But
Right.
They always get
But they always get annoying.
Every movie.
I don't know. The two in the first one overall were fine.
yeah,
I mean, other than this is a Linux system, I know this. Or Unix, or I don't remember what operating system, and it wasn't even because it was a whole graphic interface thing.
Mhm.
But
yeah. The only thing about Jurassic World that was kind of lame was the whole like
The Doctor
training
Who.
them for the government sort of thing of like
that has been around as potential script since 2002.
Yeah.
Since after Jurassic Park 3, they've been wanting to do genetically enhance the dinosaurs to make them for military.
yeah.
And I was so scared. They did the best they could with it compared to some of the outlines I read before, where it was essentially like dino riders with,
Soldiers,
rocket packs and all of that crap.
The, the one thing I did have a problem with, though, and some people also didn't like it, was how they made the scientist who like worked with the dinosaurs. Like in the original series, he did it and he enjoyed it. It was good stuff, but they made him more of like an evil character in this series,
Yeah.
where he's like doing it for the money. Like,
Yeah,
oh,
that
I'm
was
gonna-
weird. Yeah, also
sure, I'm
his
gonna do
personality
this.
just like, I mean, granted, yes, money can corrupt people,
Yeah.
so fair enough.
But he
But
just seemed like super happy about it the last time. so-
yeah,
Mhm.
But it's now he's like, oh yeah, sure, I'll get you a killer.
yeah,
dinosaur
that was
now.
that was a little weird.
Yeah, it was weird, but even with his character being a little weird, it was kind of nice to have that continuity
Like
of
they killed
a
the
returning
system
character
like that.
from the original movie because
Yeah, yeah.
I do like
I
that
liked that.
they're keeping it. It's definitely a sequel and a continuation, and it's cool to see characters return even from 20 years ago. But
Yeah, and the fact that they finally got the park open, there are qualities. It just
Mhm.
I felt for revisiting after all this time, just this stupid genetic dinosaur thing
yeah,
that wasn't even that original looking. That there was some shots when it's fighting the T-Rex at the end because it's so dark. And like, okay, who's what? Oh, that one, the Velociraptor's jumping on that one's back. So that's the
that must be
bad guy.
That's the bad one.
That's the bad guy, right?
Although
there.
you gotta admit, seeing the T-Rex, fight that thing was.
Oh
great.
no, I was just getting them mixed up sometimes in some of the shots.
I just wish they did the T-Rex roar better at the end. Like
It was-
in the
it was
original
roar.
one. Yeah, exactly. In the original one, when the like symbols come down.
Thank you very much for the follow.
Thank
Thanks for
you.
the follow.
Oofuff.
Oh,
Oh, fuff.
Oh, fuff.
But it's like the flags coming down, he's just roaring at the top of his lungs. The end of this one, he's like, roar.
Well,
And
he's-
I'm like,
Or
so you got the feeling.
she's tired. It's been, I mean, big fight. Still walking around all
There
night
was
long.
a decent fight last time, I guess.
Katie said Samuel L. Jackson needs to come back to the movies. Did he die in the first one? I can't remember.
I thought he did.
I'm trying to think, because
He didn't make. I mean, he did. He disappeared. We didn't see him.
I can't remember what happened to his character.
he's working on the
Was
Hold
he-
on to your butts.
computers.
Was
I
he
remember
one
that.
where was he the hand like when
Oh, in the
when she thought somebody was grabbing her and there was a
I don't
hand?
think that was
I-
him. Because he was working on the computers like near the end of the.
she's
movie.
here. Not Kevin's here.
Yep, not Kevin's over there.
Yes, he died. Veronica, do you remember how?
Yeah, you
See-
see his arm.
oh, that
Okay,
is-
yeah,
So
so
it
it's-
is.
Yeah,
Okay.
All right. It's been a long time since I've seen the original.
Yeah.
I just rewatched them not too long ago because we got Jurassic World, but I don't know. I'm bad with that type of stuff sometimes.
That's why you watched the pick of the week.
That's why I watched the pick of the week
Today.
right before we did the stream.
Speaking of which, might be a good time for transition because I don't know how we're doing on time.
We're like an hour and a half ish. So
Okay.
we should
We're
move
doing
on.
okay.
Moving on to pick of the week.
All right. So last Wednesday, put out the suggestion of a film that I found in 2009 that I thought was amazing and wanted to share it. So with our pick of the week, that's kind of our chance to give out a hidden treasure or something else to that possibly the other members of the team haven't seen, and hopefully some audience members haven't seen it, and gives it a chance to talk about it. So I know these two guys see it. Did anyone in the audience get a chance to watch it?
Yeah, are we gonna spoil it?
Well, we're gonna
Okay.
have to. So I apologize. Yeah.
You don't really have to hardcore.
Not
Yeah, I guess
hard.
we don't
There,
have to
there's
spoil
there's
it.
there's certain parts that we can because I rewatched it last night with the director's commentary, so I got some fun tidbits and stuff.
I'd be interested to see what he had to say about it because very interesting movie, but we'll talk about it.
So all right, well while we're waiting on that, who wants to go first?
Well, I can go, I guess,
Sure.
since I just rewatched it. I liked it. I can't say that I loved it, but I might have to watch it again. It was one of those movies that when it started, it kind of took me like 30 minutes to really get invested.
It is. It
And
does.
it kind of starts out very, and a lot of indie movies have this problem where it kind of starts out very artsy and kind of pretentious with like weird shots, and they don't really explain anything, and it's like what's
Yeah.
going on. But then like once you get about 30 minutes into the movie, you start to kind of get the gist of things a little bit, and then the plot starts picking up, and you're like, okay, these are the good guys, these are the bad guys, and then things start making sense.
And then the chain reaction happens, and then it's all
Yeah, and then it
Yeah.
starts because it definitely goes into a more linear story structure at that point. And where at the
Mhm.
beginning it's kind of all over the place, and you're like everything's kind of dreamy, and then I mean the whole movie is very dreamlike,
correct.
but once you get about 30 minutes in, it kind of picks off, and it's very much a normal traditional story structure for a movie. But yeah, I liked it. I thought the effects were pretty cool, and they did really, for it being as low budget as it was, they
Yeah.
did really cool
So
things.
yeah, they gave the action figure $250,000,
Mhm.
and that was mostly for labor, costumes, props, and food. Everything else was them. So the husband was the writer, director, composer, editor, and special effects. The wife was the producer, production designer, sound mixer, and
Yeah,
costume designer.
That's crazy. Like the costumes were cool. I thought the acting for the most part was pretty good. There was some scenes that were a little shaky, mostly when what's the main character's name, John, when he was like just kind of screaming, and he liked to drop the F bomb a lot.
Yeah.
and he would just
He
scream.
was like the only one who cusses the entire movie.
Yeah, and it was
Yeah.
And it was like nonstop.
it was a little jarring sometimes whenever he would do that.
Because it's weird. Overall, it doesn't feel like that. Because outside of that, it would not be. It'd easily be a PG movie.
Yeah.
But then because of that,
Yeah, and like I like how the first line of the movie is him just
fuck. Yeah.
But no, overall, I liked it. I did one of the things that I thought was the coolest part about it. I'm pretty sure the characters were called the incubi or the incubus,
The incubi. Yeah.
the evil ones. They reminded me so much of Cenobites. Like watching that, it just made me think of Hellraiser the whole
Mhm.
time. And I was just like, oh, this is really awesome. Like they're really cool, and I like the digital faces and stuff that they had, where the screens and like the character design was really cool and like really unique. So like I need to watch it again to determine if I really liked it, but or like really loved it. But I definitely could say I liked it.
It is one, and the funny thing is that they would mention it in the director's commentary that so many people have mentioned they like it better the second time
Mhm.
because you know the full story, you know everything that happens. The beginning parts that you're going, I'm not sure what I'm watching.
Yeah.
It flows a lot.
Flows better the next time around.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that I enjoyed it. What about you, Chad?
Yeah. I mean, I'm not gonna say I hated it, but I also didn't love it. It was, like you said, it's really slow, really hard to get into at the beginning. It did start to pick up a little more for me, a little like halfway through the movie when stuff started to actually happen, rather than just a bunch of backstory.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna say the storyline, great storyline. It was really original. Villains, great villains. Like you said, the faces like changing and like when they take the glasses are shining. It's really cool. Like yeah, I mean, I'd love to see how they actually made them do that. I mean, I'm sure you probably know how they do it, but
Yeah.
Really cheap tricks and limited computer graphic rotoscoping mostly.
yeah, I mean, so I mean, it was a little slow for me. Other than that, would have loved it if it was a little faster paced.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
The storyline, the villains, characters, building, everything was just top notch, especially for such a low budget film.
Mhm.
I will give it that. For a low budget film, phenomenal.
Mhm.
I've not seen a low budget film that was this good in like ever.
But not only that, like the fight choreography was really cool. Like when they're actually fighting like the hordes of the incubi and stuff, like towards the end of the movie, or when she's I can't remember the character's name. She was the storyteller, but when she's fighting Ink,
Oh, Liv.
yeah,
Leave. Yeah.
when they first when she first meets up with them and they're fighting each other, like really good cinematography on the fights. Like it was really easy to see what was going on, and they were long fight scenes, but they didn't feel long. Like it seemed like there was a lot that happened in them, but it seemed like it probably took a ton of time to make that, and
or even when they kidnap Emma at the beginning, and they really jumped. They had a stunt guy jump several times as different characters, from the second story down to the ground floor of a house and stuff.
Ace Pokeboy said, "I have to be in the mood for a slow movie." Yeah,
and the funny thing is on repeat viewings, I overall don't feel it's as slow.
It probably doesn't feel that way.
No, but I do remember my first time, I felt it did drag a little bit. Because even last night when I was watching as director's commentary, I'm like, wow, it's already at this point. It's already, and it kind of, I'll bring the wine. So here's some interesting things. The little girl was 8. And she had done like a couple stage plays, but this was her first movie. And I thought she was a phenomenal for a kid actor. Did an amazing job.
Yeah, she did a good job.
So their look and feel of the incubi and the storytellers. The story they were saying how the storytellers were all supposed to be like unique saints and celebrating their individuality, and motivated by different periods of pop culture. So that's why some look 80s, some look kind of goth, some, So it's kind of music and pop culture is what inspired them. Versus the incubi, the tyrants, very sanitary because they didn't want to touch humanity. They hated everything about humanity. They call the shield in front of their face, he calls it a sterile sneeze guard on the world.
Oh, that's interesting.
And because they're even wearing gloves, and now granted, part of it was also budgetary because they're like, at the end of the movie we're gonna have lots of incubi, we need something cheap. Okay, rubber gloves,
yeah,
and then it's enhancing it with effects and stuff. And they joked, it's like, well, we'll just fix it in post, because on set when they get the extras and stuff, they're like, really, you want us to put this on? This looks stupid as hell.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, it works well when you actually get to see it on screen.
Right. Blinky McBlinky eyes.
Blinky McBlinky eyes. Oh, apparently Chad's
you're blanking it up?
It's Parker bringing it up again.
Yeah.
Oh, is that Parker?
It is Parker.
It is Parker,
Seriously,
yes.
Parker? That's you? Like,
I already texted him to quit trolling,
seriously,
but he's not really.
If that's really Parker, like, what kind of username is that? Like, if
it's a trolling name.
I know, but like, if you're gonna troll the stream, come on, seriously. Anyway,
I think he could come up with something better.
Yeah, something better that's not incredibly offensive, but I guess it is Parker.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So compared to most independent films, they typically do it in 20 to 30 days because they have a larger crew. This was an 83-day shoot because most days it was only a 10-person crew, and some of them were also 3-person crews.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, it was everyone wearing multiple hats and stuff like that. The ink costume took 9 months and tons of fabric because it's just layers and layers and layers.
Yeah, it's really multi-layered.
Yeah. Talking about the special effects, 14 months of post-production because it was pretty much just him doing that with like programs, and she was doing editing and doing the sound design and coming up with lots of good, interesting sounds. And he was over there doing the rotoscoping work and trying to change the look of things and give it a little bit more value. Um, so the drums were, the little bongo drums kind of tie into Jacob with the Pathfinder of, that the beat of the world type thing, that the world, everything has a rhythm. So what they're doing is finding the right rhythm to get to a certain timeline, a certain point, and
Yeah, it
get
makes sense.
places.
Mhm.
The interesting thing that they did state is with John, you see him going to work and everything. His entire workday is essentially that's him dreaming and reliving the day at the car wreck.
Yeah, that's the way I interpreted it.
Correct, because because a lot of times when you have a busy day at work and a very stressful day, you kind of re-envision it, and that's what it was. And because right off the bat when you see like his assistant telling him things, but then he kind of gets all staticky and stuff, and then it starts bleeding in through more and more as the incubi and the storytellers are fighting over his his conscience. And the car accidents, they did get the permits and stuff, but someone still ended up calling the fire department, and the fire department didn't know about the permit, and they actually showed up, and so it got a little awkward. And some of the cute touchy-feely moments with John and his wife were based on real things that happened to the director and his wife, like the joke about, oh, why isn't your car starting? And he just picks up the leaf. Oh, this is the problem right here, and that's how actually they met for the first time when they were in high school. Yeah.
Let's see what's going on in chat really quick. To the Face said, "Pick of the week: Jason the Raisin as the mascot of the Sword and Point of View talk show." I could probably make that happen. Make some sort of raisin picture for that. But yeah, no, Coco. This is a really cool movie. It's on Hulu if you use Hulu. You know who is?
I know who Tila is or whatever.
Teleroni.
Who's that?
It's Alex, because he says that all the time. He's like, dare I say, why not?
Oh, yeah. Alex. Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, the movie's called Ink, and it's on Hulu if you guys use Hulu. Yeah, it's really, really cool.
And so the last little bit of kind of interesting things is the two drifters that they have to meet to get the rest of the code. Lib and Sadie are their names. It's representing the two things that he was fighting with in real life, which was greed and vanity. So there's more symbolism there, right? Because he was all about hoarding his stuff, and Sadie, very much about vanity, and so the backstory of her with her little weird room that she was in, and there's like flowers everywhere because she would never get rid of a flower that anyone ever gave her as an actress. So that's why she's just constantly concerned about what people think of her.
Oh, I gotcha.
And that's what that's all about.
I really did like the guy who plays the collector, or was that what he was?
Yeah, he's almost like a Steve Buscemi.
Yeah, really weird, but really cool. Like his character was probably my favorite character in the movie, and he's not in it for very long. But really, really interesting character.
My life is not worth that.
Yeah, no. that was the best part.
No.
Did the guy who played John also play Ink? I couldn't tell, but then towards the end of the movie, I started noticing that his face looked really similar. Like once the revelation comes through, spoilers.
Yeah.
Like once that happened, I was like, oh yeah, I can see like it does look like.
Well,
him.
The funny thing is I have a friend, and I guess she's got a thing kind of for ears, and she's like, yeah, I could tell, like, the first time I could see his ears, and like I knew it was the same person. And but yeah, so that's the reason for the nose, because again that's the opposite of vanity, right? And it's him losing his humanity and stuff like that. Last tidbit, and something that's really cool, is with his music that he created for it. 50% of it he created ahead of time because he already kind of knew the feel and the motions, and then the rest he created in post. But eventually, I didn't know about it until I was actually watching the movie The Gray with Liam Neeson. At the end fight scene with Liam Neeson versus the wolves, they use one of the most popular pieces
Oh,
of
that's
music out of this, and then sure enough, in the credits, they call it the ambulance ride,
Mhm.
and it's Jamin Wayans was credited and everything. So
That's awesome.
So they did get to probably make a little bit of money back just from that alone.
It's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
So Chad's up, I think. What's your pick of the week for this week, Chad?
So my pick of the week this week is going to be Kill Your Friends. It's not the name of the movie. I'm just suggesting that. No, Kill Your Friends.
So you pick
So kill your
someone.
That is your pick of the week.
It's your pick.
No, it's
Kill a friend, come back next week, and we'll talk about it.
and we'll
Talk
watch
about
us all
this
get
now.
arrested. Yeah.
Please don't kill your friend.
Yeah, please no. We are not endorsing killing your friends.
Yeah, no, that was all a joke. So I picked this movie. I randomly came across it. What was it? About a month, 2 months ago. It is on Netflix or Hulu. Netflix. Yes, that's where I got it.
Okay.
I believe.
Sometimes they're on both. Yeah. Good.
Yeah.
I think I've heard of it. Yeah, I think I remember seeing it in my lineup at one point. So.
And to me, it's like a good way of explaining it is it's kind of like a new version of American Psycho. It's
Okay.
like a British version of American Psycho. So it's British Psycho, I guess.
British
Psycho.
Psycho.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's kind of the way I'd put it. I really enjoyed it. We'll talk about it next week.
Sweet. So you'll have to watch that, and we'll talk about that one next week.
Stay tuned next Wednesday.
Stay tuned. Kill your friends.
Hey. All right.
All right.
What time is it?
It's a.
Oh, I meant for what we're doing.
Oh, what time is it? It's time
Yeah.
for Geek Out.
Oh, it's Geek Out time.
Geek Out time.
Geek Out
Geek
time.
Out time.
You mean floaty
Floaty
words?
box?
Floaty box time.
Oh.
Floaty box time.
Floaty words
box.
game.
So let's see how this looks.
Oh,
Oh.
it's so crazy.
Okay.
Cool.
All right.
Yeah, so for those of you who have never watched our stream before, or if you have, thanks for coming back. But we're gonna play Geek Out now, which is a pretty cool card game. And also, I think we're gonna do a contest through our Revlo system. So if you aren't following us on there, you should definitely go do that. There's a panel on our Twitch page that you can click on that'll take you there, and you can basically vote on who's gonna be the winner to earn more viewpoints.
Viewpoints.
But
And we are slowly adding more and more things to viewpoints. One that we did add this week is the other game that we play on Saturday nights, which is going to be Super Fight. We've done it once. We figured out a way that you can actually join in, and Not Kevin will help you out by whispering you your cards and letting you pick that way. So you can redeem viewpoints to play around, and it doesn't have to be on Saturdays. So if you do redeem those on whatever show it is, we will do a round of Super Fight with you.
Yeah. Cool.
All right. So do you want to roll the die?
Sure.
All right.
Oh,
I have to fix this. I don't know why it's
it's not
bothering me.
actually on Netflix or Hulu.
Oh, it's not on either one?
Amazon.
Well,
Oh, okay.
So,
Well, all right.
We'll have to figure it out. We'll
That's
watch
all right.
it and we'll talk about it next week.
if anything, I'll let you guys know.
Sounds good.
Okay, I'll roll.
All right. So you get to pick.
I get to pick.
Yeah. Yeah. Click on the setup, and then you can edit the one on the side there. And
Mo.
Well, we mentioned him earlier. I'm gonna pick blue on this one. So it's 2 Frank Miller comic books. I could name. I'm gonna say I can name 3.
Yeah, have fun with that.
Okay.
you have fun with that.
Have fun with that? Okay. So
That's it.
Dark Knight Returns
Okay.
is one. The name is escaping me now. Oh, he did Sin City, but he also did What is it? Man Without Fear, which is a Daredevil book. So
And you did Watchmen too, right?
no, Watchmen
No?
is Alan Moore.
Oh.
Yeah.
Sadly, that shows I'm not as comic booky because I always get those mixed up. All right. So that one went too fast. Yeah, that we didn't even get to vote.
Nope.
So, okay. Yeah, we should go a little bit slower, but that one I had a strong feeling that Chad and I wouldn't be able to do anything on that.
Yeah.
Go ahead and give it a roll there.
Yellow.
So what is it?
4 dystopian films / novels.
Oh man.
Okay. So, 4 dystopian films or novels. Let's go ahead. We're going to go ahead and see who you think would be able to do the most on this and win tonight's Geek Out. So you're knowing the first one here. We'll launch the contest for you to vote on. It'll give you a link there.
Yeah. So it'll show up in chat. Just a sec. Should they vote before we? Oh wait, they're voting before we say
Yeah.
how many we can do.
Yeah.
Okay.
So just
I
add.
couldn't remember how we did this last week.
So do edit like on the Geek Out one. So that looks good. Yep, go ahead and just hit start. And let's see if it shows up on our page too. Or on our... Perfect. Hey, Randy. I'm looking forward to... I didn't realize that was a radio show you were doing. I thought it was a play, so I was always upset that I was missing out on that. But I want to check out your radio show. What is the name of it again? It's like Rex Ryder, like a detective thing. He does voice acting and stage acting, and I just realized it was it's actually like you can get it from iTunes, so I want to check it out now.
Oh, that's cool.
Like an old serial type drama.
Well,
Giving you a little bit of a plug here.
What's the topic of this here?
Dystopian films, novels.
Podcast.
Dystopian films, novels.
Dystopian films and novels. Rex Riveter.
This is a tough one. Four is the minimum.
Can I see our stream? I want to see if the graphics up.
Yeah, it's it.
Perfect.
I'm just trying to remember if I'm thinking of dystopian as the correct thing.
I'd say like post-apocalyptic
Yeah.
would count as dystopian.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'm still
no
having
no one's voting for Chad.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm having a really tough time with this one
well,
because I can.
Yeah, now see,
Since
you're
it's-
giving them. You're giving the people that are.
Well, I don't want them to
voting.
waste their points on me.
Oh,
since
okay.
but no, like if this was video games, I could name a million of these. But
Oh, Chad, you gotta vote.
films and novels, sweet. This is tough. Silly me keeps saying that the screen is black. Have you tried just refreshing the stream? Is anybody else having any issues with the stream?
Your vote went through. Silly me.
Man, I can't think of. I don't know. This is a tough one for me. This game is really hard.
It is, especially in the moment.
This game will make you feel like you don't know as much about geeky stuff that you think you do.
It is. Yeah, it actually puts you in your place.
Yeah.
That was working fine.
Okay. Vote for Pedro. Hey.
Vote for Pedro.
30 seconds
Okay.
left.
30 seconds.
And it's gonna be like best out of 3. So you get a preview of the first round here.
Yeah.
And we get the longest time to think on this one.
I don't even know. It's all right. The voting's over. Let's go.
Okay. So you go first. Can you name 4?
Yeah, I can do 4.
5.
I can't even name 4, so I'm
Okay.
out on this one. Sorry, guys.
I'm not even gonna chance it with 6. No, you have
All right.
All right,
Fair
go
enough.
for it.
I could do 4.
Mad Max, Waterworld, The Postman, The Road, and Turbo Kid.
All right, guess that counts.
Those were like all the same ones that I had. This is a depressing for that.
Like the only thing that I could think of, the only two that I had in my head were Mad Max and
Yeah.
like The Walking Dead. Like that was it.
I was like Waterworld, Mad Max. Forgot all about Turbo Kid.
I don't know. That was a bad one for me. Let's move on.
And Turbo Kid was almost a recommendation.
I know. I know, it's
All
funny.
right.
That's how this game works. You draw blanks.
So is the voting changing for the next round?
No, we're gonna just it's well. Do we want to?
I thought we were just wanting that round.
Okay, no, that's fine. That's cool. Yeah, we can cash it out.
Yeah, go for it.
We might want to. Let's make the timer shorter though
Yeah,
on the next one.
3 minutes
So
is too
pick
long.
the winner.
So, the winner was Daniel.
Yeah,
Sweet.
and then new contest.
You
Did
sh-
it work though? Then the-
It'll show up here.
the new content?
Yeah, and then let's edit the time.
Oh yeah, Ace Spoke Boy said all the Hunger Games and Divergent movies. For some
Oh
reason,
yeah, I didn't even think about
didn't
those.
even think of those, but yeah, that's a good one.
But
That's the problem with this game.
yeah, and
Yes.
the other thing is you can't. We have the rule that one per franchise. So otherwise, I could have named all the Mad Max movies. but
Yeah.
yeah.
Trash. We were naming post dystopian or post-apocalyptic films and books.
1 minute
Yeah, 1
1
minute's
minute.
good. 60
Yeah.
seconds.
because we got people. Yeah.
Yeah.
So start.
Thank you. All right. So
Okay, so what's this one?
oh yeah, Red. 2 games that take place in Las Vegas.
Oh, okay.
2 games that take place in Las Vegas.
Does it literally have to be known as Las Vegas?
No, it just games that
I
take
would
place in
say
Las Vegas.
like even if they're like fake Vegas would be fine.
I think we're all thinking the same.
Yeah, we are. Las
Uh,
Vegas. 2, you said?
Yep. At least 2.
20 seconds.
20
Oh my
seconds.
gosh, this is tough.
Yeah, because that makes it so we don't get forever to think either.
Mm-hmm. Look at her. She's just staring right at the light bulbs.
No,
Like you're gonna go blind.
There's a fly up
Oh,
there.
okay.
She's watching.
They're already catching on. You know our strengths and weaknesses. Good job, team.
Everybody's voting for me. Oh
Yeah.
man. It's-
No pressure.
Yeah, no
Yeah, no
pressure
pressure
there,
at
guys.
all.
So fun.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Time's up.
Okay.
How many?
I cannot.
Can it all?
Nope.
You said fictional Vegas counts too, right?
I would say so.
Okay. I can name 3.
Really? I can only think of 2. Like, literally 2, and I was like...
Since
I
fictional
can't think
Vegas
of
counts,
anymore.
I can do 3.
You're not including multiple of the same thing, right?
No.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, because I can only think of 2.
All right, go for it.
Okay, so Fallout New Vegas,
Yeah, that's the only one I could think of.
Rainbow Six Vegas,
Those were 2.
and Grand Theft Auto San Andreas because Las Venturas
I
is based on.
knew one of the Grand Theft Autos would have it, but I don't know the Grand Theft Autos. So.
Oh my
Yep.
god. Can't believe
Hey, you
that.
said fictional Vegas counts.
I cannot believe that part counts, though.
It's a city, and you play in it.
Yeah.
It's Las Vegas.
Damn, Grand Theft Auto.
And Randy, I don't have. If you whisper certain point of view, a link to Rex Riveter, please just whisper it so that way we can get the link and we'll post it to give you some love there.
Going back to Genesis days, Urban Strike. I'm not sure what that game is, but now I gotta look it up real quick.
Huh?
Urban Strike?
I think is my turn?
Yeah,
now?
it's your roll.
So,
No, you just win.
Yeah, no, it's your goal.
Wait, you just win? Have we done all 3 of us yet? 'Cause
Well,
I did-
this is our third
Yeah.
game because you like the first one was
Oh, okay.
Oh,
got
no.
it.
you kinda
yeah.
just skip through.
Well, I don't need this then.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
wait, or is this the card?
well, yeah, we get a new card.
Okay.
So go ahead and roll.
black. Okay, so this one is 4 films in which Brad Pitt appears.
Should I start?
Yep, go ahead and start it.
4 films which Brad Pitt appears. New Vegas.
Yeah, New
I
Vegas.
think the first one that popped in your head there, Dan.
Hey, the first rule about that is you don't talk about that.
I'm giving people
You're
ideas.
giving away answers.
God,
I didn't say anything.
said enough.
Absolutely, Randy.
30 seconds.
Oh, sorry about that, guys. If that was really loud
Yeah.
and annoying, Cat came back in
Cat attack.
Other cat.
to wreck the stream.
Because she sees a fly.
she's getting her
She's checking out the points.
she's getting her
Who's
time on
voting for
camera.
who? Bless you.
Poor kitty. This was 4.
Yep. Raylan, also, if you, how did you do it?
She's fine.
Oh, it's with a
Oh,
Y.
Hey, you be nice.
It's Jason with a Y.
She's being really mean. You want to come grab her?
No.
I don't know why she's getting on the table and being so rude.
She's like, fuck all are you?
And I just tried to touch her and she was being mean.
Don't kill me, kitty.
She's gonna bite my face again.
Yeah, it's Doris, and she's being really mean.
Voting is up.
Voting's
Voting's
up.
up.
Okay,
Yeah.
I can do 4.
Okay,
I can only think of 3.
5.
Go for it.
Okay. Fight Club, Spy Game, River Runs Through It, The Mexican. It's what. I
Yeah,
hate being-
four Brad Pitt movies,
I
right?
hate when you're under pressure because they all go away. What's that one with Harrison Ford? Okay, move that one aside. Something else quick.
All right, we're gonna give you 15 seconds.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Cool World.
Cool World. What's that one?
That's that halfway animated.
Oh, gotcha. See, I was going all like dark movies of his.
I could have sworn that was called something else, though.
It's Cool World.
Could have sworn that was...
All right, to the
Look it
internet.
up.
I didn't want to get my hand near a cat that was going to claw my face.
Oh,
off.
this is
That's
true.
weird.
Being really mean.
Mr. and Mrs. Smith, yeah.
See,
that was one
See,
of, that was one of mine.
Trash is backing me.
See, I was thinking totally dark movies. I went Fight Club, World War Z,
Oh.
7, California.
Yeah.
See,
Like-
California,
most
I
of those
love
didn't
his performance in that movie.
Mhm.
I didn't even think of those. That was like Benjamin Button.
See,
Fight
it,
Club.
well, it's weird.
It's
but
tough because you
in
go
the
blank.
moment, you're like,
Smith.
brain's like, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah,
It's
it's, tough.
exactly like that, too. It goes, oh.
Mhm.
It's like a chicken in your head. All right. So, judges. He proved that it was in trash also.
Oh yeah, you won that round.
All right.
Yeah.
Yep,
Yeah.
you got 5.
No, either way, I would have been cool with it. 'Cause
Yeah, Trash California is an awesome movie. And it did totally look like Doris was sitting in your lap. Although if Doris was really sitting in your lap, she probably would have clawed the shit out of your face.
That was the largest winning. All 13 points went to Ace.
All right.
Nice.
Congrats, Ace.
Nice ace.
Thanks
do,
for the faith.
do we want to do another round?
We can do one for fun. 'Cause
Oh, do you
I
not
got
have
the
it?
2 out of 3.
Do you not have it set up for voting?
No, we could.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's do another one.
Let's do it
I
again.
just rolled, so you guys go.
oh boy.
Oh boy. Final round. Here we go. Well, at least you get to pick.
Yeah.
No. Don't pick. Roll again.
No, let him pick.
I have never been able to pick.
No,
You guys
no.
have both
You
been
got
able
to pick.
All right, fine.
And it was like a no-brainer for you. You like picked the one that you knew you would eat. Coco, glad you are finally eating. Yay! Coco needs food badly.
Some of these are just ridiculous.
Exactly.
So go ahead and read them all so people kind of get a
Okay, so the first one's 2 games in which a snake appears, 2 fictional comic book schools / universities, 2 Stargate races, 2 non-English language fantasy films,
Oh my goodness.
2 signers of the Declaration of Independence. Like,
What?
yeah, that was.
That's not. Well,
That's
that's
not-
different kind of geeky.
Yeah, that's not geek related.
Oh.
You get away from me.
Yeah, she's being mean tonight.
Oh. You guys.
I can never tell when she's angry or just being nice.
Yeah, be careful when you grab her though.
Don't.
She's just meowing in the mic.
Don't be mean.
I almost feel like I should just roll the dice again
I think you should just roll and just pick one randomly.
because
That was my.
Yeah.
Oh, be careful.
New card. That's a horrible card.
Yeah, that card is terrible.
Horrible card. We're gonna do a new one.
okay, green. 4 fantasy creatures that fly.
Okay.
Okay.
4 fantasy creatures that fly.
4 fantasy creatures that fly.
Start the clock.
Hey, you want to go ahead and start
That's the starting music.
it?
Do, do.
Okay.
Okay,
1 minute.
1 minute.
And what was the name?
4 fantasy creatures that fly.
What the hell's the name of that stupid?
Does it matter? Because could it be from anything?
Yeah, it's fantasy.
Yeah, it's just
Okay.
fantasy creature.
This is tougher than I thought it would be.
Trash needs to add a number. To
Yeah, you put a number after like how Raylan did it.
Yeah, you have to put a number to bet trash.
Yeah, because it's with viewpoints. You might want to change it.
Okay, betting's over.
All right. What was the number? Minimum number 4.
4.
I can do 4.
Oh, he gets to pick first.
Oh yeah, go for it.
Yeah, I'm good.
You can't.
I'm drawing a blank for some reason right now on everything. I can see the picture of what I'm thinking. I'm like, can't think of it.
I can do like 3 right in my head right now. All the others, like things I'm seeing, is like I can't think of names.
Can't
So-
even.
Go for it.
4. Okay, so dragon, hippogriff from Harry Potter, griffin, and from Morrowind,
Griffin.
the cliff racers, which are the flying creatures from Morrowind.
Fair enough. Yeah.
I was wondering.
I had flying monkeys from Wizard of Oz. I had the eagles from Lord of the Rings.
I was wondering if the flying cloud that he rides on in Dragon Ball Z would have counted. I was
Jason gets it. Yeah.
like, that counts, right?
Cool.
It's tough. Yeah. Especially under it all goes, and then as soon as you start hearing ones, it's like, oh yeah, and then there's this, and this, and this.
Yeah, this is a really tough game,
Yeah.
Oh,
but
It hurts my head.
yeah, it'll make you rethink how much you know about geeky stuff.
But yeah, if you didn't tune in, the other one's a lot more fun, engaging, and wacky, and that one's Super Fight. We do that on Saturday nights.
Mhm.
So please check us out on Saturday night for that one. And again, you can spend viewpoints to join us.
Ace Pogo said Phoenix, of course. Like, how can you forget?
Yeah.
Yep, this is what we mean. Like, this game is super hard. It's really hard to. I don't know. When you're on the spot like that, it makes it really tough.
You know, one that was really impressive is our friend Alex in Transformers.
Mhm.
It was vehicles like cars only, and he went to like 42 or something.
Whoa.
And he's like, da da da.
Did he have
da.
other people saying they could name 40?
Well, it was Keegan.
Oh,
So,
of
yeah.
course. Yeah.
Yeah, those two.
It was
were
down
like-
to them too, and then he's like, finally, he's like, maybe I could, but go for it.
hmm
So it wasn't just Transformers in general, right? Which would still be kind of a nice feat in itself.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Dory's back on the
Donna.
Good choice.
trash. Ever heard of Always Bet on Black in the stream? It's always bet on racing.
Oh my God.
Oh, and Raylan said, I didn't even think of Pokemon. There's so many flying Pokemon. Man, it's tough. You're on the spot
yeah,
like that.
when it's
It
on.
really is.
But are you thinking these and now? How fast did you think of these? Right? Yeah. But when it is the added pressure of, oh, I need to do this now. It's crazy how it just goes away.
Apparently there's a fly in here somewhere because
I just see the bright lights.
Cat
Yeah,
is...
there's a
Well,
lot.
both of your cats are doing
They're
it.
going crazy looking around to figure out where it is.
It's just
She's
me,
crying.
everybody.
I think next week or on Saturday this might have to be a cat-free zone. Because they're just all over the place
They
tonight.
were fine last Saturday.
But yeah,
Yeah.
they were sleeping and tired last week, and now this week they're just
On the
with
prowl.
messing with the set, just jumping up on here, hissing at Dan.
Dory.
Not being very nice tonight.
So, kind of enjoy. Yeah, I think we might be talking a little bit more Transformers on Saturday. I was gonna bring it up to the guys, so that's something we might be bringing up.
Cool.
Yeah, but Trash, we don't have a beautiful voice like you, so I hear you actually singing it because I can hear that actually, which is awesome. Yeah, Chad had a funny thing is we were listening to Aerosmith Ragdoll. He's like, all I can hear is Swedish Chef. Ergy burgy, ergy doogy ergy, ergy ergy. So now we can never hear the Ragdoll song. It's always by Swedish Chef now.
Nice.
Yeah. You're welcome.
Thanks.
Thanks, Parker.
Thanks.
Oh, did we ever get that link from Randy?
Oh, for his podcast?
Yeah.
Not sure.
Oh, I think so.
Yeah,
Counterbrace said, I
Shannon-
don't know if I like the rules for Geek Out. I almost think it'd be better if you just took turns naming things until only one person was left.
It's kind of like more like a drinking game where you have to keep going around and around.
You know what? I actually kind of like that
I
too.
like that.
Mm-hmm. That works. Maybe we'll do it that way. Well, actually, maybe we could always try a round of it that way now before we quit, if you wanted to.
Okay. And we just pick one.
Yeah.
that
So
we
just
like,
just
too.
roll and we'll see how it goes. So yeah, just roll one.
Do you want me to switch back?
Yeah, you can switch it back if you want. We're gonna do one more round of Geek Out.
But wait, there's more. No problem, Randy. I'll check again here in a
Are
sec.
we gonna vote on this one?
Why not?
Yeah, go ahead. Just open it up for the voting again.
Why not?
Let's do it.
Mhm.
Let's go crazy.
But instead of waiting to start, we'll just go ahead and start, and they can cast their votes while we're going around. I guess, maybe.
You think we're gonna last 60 seconds?
Maybe. I don't know. It depends
dear
on what it
Lord.
is. What is it? Okay, so what
no,
is
no, see, this is where I think we should just pick one off the card.
what is this one?
Two creatures races from his Dark Materials, the Gold Compass series.
Yeah, no. The reroll new
Pol-
card.
Polar bear. That's it.
No,
It's not a.
do something else.
Oh wait, no,
It's not
and
a
oh,
mystical
the
creature,
ferret.
though.
Ferret. It says two creatures races. No, nothing about that was the
No.
last card.
Yeah, no.
Ooh, okay. All right. Let's try this one. Two television shows or films featuring televisions and shows featuring killer artificial intelligence.
Killer AI.
So I'll go first. 2001: Space Odyssey.
Wait,
Well, hold on.
Oh.
Start the voting so people can vote if they want to.
wait. I thought you just said a TV show.
Or movie. Or
TV
film.
show or movie.
Okay, good. Because I can't think of a really TV show.
All right, so we'll wait.
Okay.
I'm not in
I gave you a preview.
Yeah. So Dan already started with 2001. Killer AI. Let's see. I take it you were voting for Dan.
there. I like to keep it switched up.
Not playing favorites.
Yes.
Ace Boy said, I wasn't
Yeah.
allowed to see the Golden Compass as a child. People at my church told my mom it was anti-Christian.
Well, because the author is atheist, and there was a huge backlash, and that's one reason why the film did tank.
I don't know if I've ever seen.
I
The Golden
liked it.
Compass.
I didn't feel that it was very. I mean, I could see some undertones of maybe what he was trying to say, but overall I don't feel that it was anti-religious.
Mm.
Okay, it's supposed. Go ahead.
Okay, so you started with 2001.
Yep. So we're picking shows or films that feature a killer artificial intelligence.
Okay. Ultron from Avengers: Age of Ultron.
AI.
Oh, the movie AI.
The movie. AI.
Okay.
What's the killer in that?
They had killers in there. Fine, I'll do a different one. iRobot. There you go.
That I accept.
That
yeah.
works.
So you say you have to question what I said.
No, I just don't remember.
No, I remember there
I
was one, but I guess I'm.
Okay. I mean, they thought at one point that someone did something, but anyway. Star Trek the motion picture.
All right.
Feature.
This is tough. I don't know. I can't remember if it killed. I think it did. The girl in Ex Machina.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Terminator.
Oh, that was so obvious, and I didn't even think of that one yet.
When you were like, I was like, oh, he's totally got it. I was like, okay, we're gonna have to think of another one.
Oh my gosh. Let's see. Matrix.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
It's borderline.
I'll allow it. This is tough. I can't think of anything. I'm out.
Thanks for giving me enough time to think some more.
No problem.
I think Dan's got this one. He's got another
I thought of a weird one off the top of my head.
one.
Don't look at the screen. They're cheating over here.
Well, I guess that one. I don't even know why I didn't say that.
You might have accidentally got someone in the trash compactor. So.
Did we say Transformers?
No, no one said that yet.
That counts, right?
Knight Rider. There was an evil kid.
There was an evil kid. Oh my god.
Would you allow To the Face's answer as an acceptable answer? Like, do you differentiate robots from?
No, they're the same.
It's still AI.
It's still AI.
Damn it! And that's what I was literally about to say. Why did I have to look at the screen?
Can't say it. Can't say it now.
Yeah, I know. Now that I looked at the screen.
No assassin droids for you.
Yeah, it's gonna be like IG-88.
Yep.
Forlom. Alright, screw you, Dan.
Battlestar Galactica. Get some Cylons in the house.
Cylons. Oh, man. It's so tough.
Doctor Who. Like, as soon as you're done with it, they just start piling
Delete.
It's like, ugh.
Well, Dan wins. And
yeah, so thank you, Shannon. That is a little bit better method. I think we will switch to that.
Yeah,
That's kind of
entertaining,
it's more entertaining too.
I like that method better too.
I do. Screw you, Geek Out rules. We do house rules.
Yep.
You are a Cylon.
That's like
He was.
Yeah.
If you watched when we did Battlestar Galactica, months ago, he was the Cylon.
I was the Cylon in that game.
Yes, he was.
Yep.
There was. It seems like we always have house rules for Geek Out.
It just because it's a great premise, but you kind of have to. I like Chad pointed this out earlier. It says on the box 2 to infinity.
2 to infinity.
For number of players.
What?
So you can play with you can play this game with the entire world.
Yeah, it'd be the longest round of a game
and
ever.
then by the time it got to some people, something new would probably come out that would change it. Yeah. The movie
The
Her.
movie Her. Oh yeah, but this is
Wait,
she
No.
a killer though? 'Cause
No.
that's a love
No.
story.
No.
Yeah, the box is totally see through. It's awesome.
I mean, I was in love with Scarlett Johansson. I was ready to start dating an AI in that. I'm like, yep, I'm ready to date my phone if that's what my phone sounds like.
Hey Siri, will you date me?
Oh yeah. I mean, serious. And she wasn't even the original voice. She was. It was some other actress that was the one that was on set. But when the director was cutting the film, he felt that she didn't have enough chemistry, and they brought in Scarlett, and she nailed it in post production.
I still haven't seen that, but I do want to.
It's
see it.
good.
Cool. But that's Geek Out.
Yeah.
So yeah, cool game. We'll probably play this again next week.
Yep.
But this Saturday during our Saturday stream, we're gonna play Super Fight.
fun. And feel free to save out some viewpoints and join us.
Yes, you can bet during those games.
Yeah, both bet and play around if you'd like. Any last minute stuffs?
Not that I can think of, other than thank you to all the new follows tonight. Ofuff, I can't. What was the other one? Alex's name, because he said it was Alex. What was his name?
Yeah.
He followed
Toleroni.
Toleroni.
Yeah,
Thanks
Toleroni.
for all the follows.
Yeah.
Thank you to the face for the host.
Toleroni.
Toleroni.
I don't know. We're gonna have to ask you how that's pronounced.
But yeah, thanks everybody for hanging out, chatting with us, and watching the stream.
Dan in the white van,
Dan.
Jason the raisin, sad Chad.
Sad chat.
Thanks everyone for making it a fun chat. You are half of this show as well, because yeah, that's what we're here for. It's awesome to have this fun interaction and share different things with you guys.
Yeah, but we are ending the stream, and we will be back the same time, 5:30 Pacific time on Saturday. So check back then, and we'll be back with more stuff.
Hasta la vista, baby.
See you guys.
Thanks, guys.